Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guided the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
There it is. What's good, y'all? 6th Element of Hip Hop in the house. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is our co-host, Stu Dog. What's good, Stu?
Chilling.
We got a great show as always tonight because we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna go way back. We're gonna go back to Gen X nostalgia, baby. And we're gonna talk about the He-Man trailer. We're gonna talk about the Darth Maul trailer, and we're gonna talk about the Wonder Man series. I've seen a few of the episodes, and I think it's pretty decent. We're gonna talk about and some 2026 Marvel Legends reveals. But mostly we're going to talk about He-Man lore. We're going to talk about the lore from the trailer, how it relates to the 80s stuff and what we're seeing, because this movie may be turning out to not be what we thought it was going to be. It may actually be something that is dope. It seems like they have Gen X guys in mind. That's really what it seems like, which is an anomaly in today's Hollywood. So could be dope. Could be. Also, we've got some Avengers Doomsday news about some villains on there. The Spider-Man Brand New Day has a new tone to it. We're going to talk about all this Marvel and Star Wars show releases coming out on Disney Plus. Like I said, the Marvel Legends news coming up. Also, Marvel Comics has a new event starting now soon. It's called Armageddon. You don't want to miss it. You want to be involved. You want to be a part. You want to get these comics. So I'm going to show you how to stay, involved with that. Plus, all the Marvel Comics April 2026 solicitations, comics coming out. Hip hop. We got 50 Cent on the set of Power Origins with the young Ghost and Tommy cast for the prequel of the Power book. This is book 5 at this point. So that's going to be dope. Also, the Wu-Tang documentary, The Disciple director talks about that. Drake suing Kendrick over the diss track. What the fuck is hip hop coming to? We're suing each other now over diss tracks. Oh, Drake, it's not a good look, buddy. Yeah. Other than that, some cool stuff if we have time. Lobo, they finally showed us what Lobo is going to look like up close and all that stuff too. So we'll get a nice look at Lobo.
I've seen that. That looks dope. Like Lobo looks official.
Yeah. Definitely. So, shout out to the chat. What up, Paul? Peace, Slade. What up? You said, I hope this year is a better year for comic writers. We hope so, Slade. We hope it's a better year for comics. We hope it's a better year for movies and shows. All that shit. Are you excited about the He-Man movie, bro?
Yeah, bro. He-Man. When I was a kid, I played with He-Man figures. I watched the cartoon every day. I literally bought the complete series. I got it around here somewhere on DVD. I'm not like a hardcore He-Man fan, but I like He-Man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've always liked He-Man. This movie seems to me like it's gonna be more. So anybody that knows anything about He-Man knows that there was always like rumors that there was a link between Earth and Eternia. I think in the original cartoon, his mother was from Earth, the dad was from Eternia, or something like that. Yeah,
the queen, she crash landed. She was an astronaut, crash landed on Eternia, and decided just to stay and
married the king,
raise a son with the king. Yeah,
since Earth girls are easy, she did what she had to do. But
Women are from Venus.
I used to hear a rumor, and I don't
Hmm.
know how true it is, and I've even heard it since YouTube's been up because now we're all connected. That the original story for He-Man was what we're getting, where Adam was on Earth for whatever reason, and then they had to go get him and retrieve him and bring him back to Eternia to win back their throne. That's the story. We never got that in the cartoons or
Didn't
the
happen in the
original Avengers.
cartoons.
Never
I
happened.
I
Never
just I
happened.
just went back. I watched the old cartoon again the other
Yeah.
day, like
Oh
from the
no, I got
beginning,
them on.
first
Yeah, no,
episode.
I watched them all because I got them on DVD. But
Yeah,
that was one of the original stories I heard because when you learn about the Lord He-Man, when they came out with He-Man, they just had the toy. They never had a story, and they
right.
sold the toy.
The
You know,
comics
they
came
sold
with the toy, like
right. They sold that. They had to find a writer. They sold that idea with with the intention that, oh yeah, we got it, but they didn't have it. All they had was the toy, and then
yeah,
they made the comic, and then they had the cartoon, and they actually lied and said, oh, we got all this, but the only thing they had was the toy. They had nothing
yeah,
else. So I always heard different rumors about the story
yeah,
behind or stories behind He-Man, and this is one of them that they're doing with Adam being on Earth, not knowing he's from Eternia, yada yada yada. So we'll see how it acts out and plays out, and
yeah.
if it's a fit for it. But I'm excited about it. I don't, I
I
like the way
haven't
Skeleton looks.
I haven't read the comics myself, but in the cartoon, uh, they imply that the mom, is an astronaut from Earth, lands on Eternia, meets the king, has a kid, and stays there, raises Adam there on Eternia, and never looks back. Says she's never gonna go back to Earth. Has no interest in going back to Earth. Her life is on Eternia now, and that's how she's gonna kick it. That's what she said. So the only Earth anything we ever got in the cartoon was showing that she was an
She
astronaut
was
from
from
Earth.
astronaut from Earth, yeah. And here's something crazy, like a little known tidbit. I once read a comic when I was a kid. It was He-Man versus Superman,
Oh yeah,
and, and Superman couldn't lift He-Man's battle axe.
Superman should get his ass whooped. I'll tell you why. He-Man is the most powerful man in the
In the
universe.
universe. Mhm.
That's it. That's his gig. That's his shtick. That's his deal. He's the most powerful man in the universe. That's not Superman's deal. Superman's deal is he's just a normal guy unless he's near a yellow sun. Then it gives him powers. That's it.
That's
And
it.
depending
Yeah.
on what sun he's around and the power of that sun is pretty much what his power level is. It's not he's not just inherently the most powerful guy in the universe like He-Man is. So all He-Man
No.
has to do is get him away from the sun and it's a wrap.
Yeah. And also Superman's powers depends on how much sunlight he absorbs. The more he absorbs,
Right.
the stronger he gets. That's why you have
Exactly.
Superman Prime and all of that. But I just think when I was a kid, one of my boys, Jamonica, God bless him, man. And so he used to always say, he used to be like, I think Superman is OP. Like they
Yeah.
purposely make him OP.
Yeah, he was.
He liked Superman and we did, but he just would always, that would be his only gripe. He'd be like, I just think sometimes they make Superman a little too OP. Like,
They definitely
like,
did. And like I was appalled. I was astounded when I saw He-Man beat Superman. I was like, "What? This is impossible. What are you talking about? This guy's just a barbarian." And no, he's not just a barbarian. He's definitely a universal entity. He's an alien. He's not even an earthling, and he's the most powerful man in the universe. He's not just like the most powerful guy on Earth. He's not an earthling. He's not just the most powerful human. He's the most powerful man in the universe. Uh, you know, including all planets and dimensions or whatever. So that's pretty much just what they. It's kind of like a one punch man deal. Like, but you can always outsmart the strongest man in the universe, and you can, out strategize the strongest man in the universe. It doesn't mean that he's unbeatable by any means. So, but it's in a power of like strength, arm wrestling or whatever. He-Man destroys Superman.
yeah.
He-Man.
I punched the screen. Wow.
Where's
Yeah.
my thing?
Now I also like the fact, and I hope they stick to this. Writers nowadays had trouble being creative. I get it. I understand. But remember, there were only 3 people that knew he was He-Man. Man at Arms, the sorceress and Orko. That's it. Um, hopefully they
Yeah.
don't mess that up in the movie, and everybody knows Adam's He-Man, because it kind of takes out the fun
No,
out of
yeah,
it.
no, they won't because like he's like a first of all, he's gonna be his earthling, so you know what I mean? Like he'll be pretty much unknown to everybody in Eternia. They won't know who he is.
Right.
That's gonna be the weird thing too. It's gonna be like reintroducing him to the people of Eternia and then like kind of meeting him again and acclimating to who he is and all that stuff. So we'll probably have to deal with all those shenanigans. But it could be fun.
Oh, so I like the way Jared Leto looks. Is
Yeah,
swinging
right. Yeah, he looks great. And that's the thing too, like that was a big fear too, because we didn't know. I mean, what it was going to end up being. Like we thought it could end up being something like this.
That's wow.
But instead we got this. Yeah.
That's great.
He-Man.
Yeah, see that right there. I have the power. We were kids. There were a lot of church groups that was against He-Man. They thought it was demonic. They thought
Church
it was
groups are against everything that's not church.
it's not church, but they were really against
Say
He-Man.
it's all
He-Man was
Satanist.
popular. They
Yeah.
said that him saying "I have the power" was like a demonic rant. Like it was a whole big thing when I was
saying that
like,
he's
man,
like God or something.
man,
Well,
but we still watched them and we still
yes.
loved them.
Well, here we go. Let's get into it. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm done preparating. Actually, I'm not. I'm trying to roll up. So we're gonna break down the Masters of the Universe trailer. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about how it basically said every movie Jared Leto's in is a flop. Not so, but almost. It's not his fault either. Like Jared Leto is not the problem in a lot of those. Like it's the writing but I've seen a bunch of shit with Jared Leto that I've liked. So I don't know why he gets like this really bad rap. Like he's the worst guy in Hollywood or some weird shit. I mean, Stu Dog's big fan of his Joker, so there you go.
And that's a fact, Jack. Definitely. I mean, Reno said that because he kind of it's like a running joke between.
Because
But
it's not very common. A lot of people hated that Joker, and so when you find someone that liked it, I think it's interesting because
I liked it, man. I thought he was just interesting. Like I like the portrayal that I like his Joker. Like I thought
it was a different take.
after Heath Ledger, to me, that's the best Joker we got.
Bite your tongue.
It's the best Joker we got after Heath, man. I mean, of course, Jack Nicholson is number one.
Jack is the home.
Jack is number one. Some people put Heath over Jack.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people do. It's common.
Yeah, it is common.
Because a lot of people didn't understand the whole Jack thing, and they didn't get it. And I don't know. If you were 10 years old when that shit came out, I'm telling you, you can't see nothing else. That should just change the world in my eyes.
Mine too. Yeah, and people got to realize that's a different style. He was a gangster. That was the gangster.
The gangster Joker, right?
Gangster Joker, yeah.
Joker. Which that's how I saw him. That's what I thought. That's how I thought he was. And then, I see the comics. We got the comics with him like this. I mean, that's gangster Joker right there.
Gangster, yeah, that's gangster Joker. You can't.
That's my favorite Joker with the trench coat and all that, and the hat. But all right, so He-Man, breaking down the trailer, showing y'all the Gen X throwbacks and the throwbacks to the cartoon and all that good stuff. Obviously, we all remember the tragedy that was the Dolph Lundgren joint. But there were some good points to it. Uh, that was the poster. So you probably remember that if you were, like me, if you were a kid at the time, you were quite pissed off when you saw this movie because you went to the theater expecting to see all your favorite characters and whatnot, and of course they made up their own characters, they changed characters. It was just not it. Um, but again, like I said, couple things. I mean, obviously we had a young Courtney Cox in there. That was one of the pluses. But it took place on Earth, which was really bogus. They did it to save money. You know what I'm saying? Had a great post credit scene though, with
Skeletor.
I'll be back.
Oh,
But he was never back. But yeah, it was there's been a lot of cool shit. Now that's all so there's actually the trailer is kind of, I'm just gonna go frame for frame, kind of show you some images, but let me show you this image here. So this is like Eternia. They start off and we're looking at Eternia, and it's pretty close to Eternia from the cartoon. It's, if you look at the cartoon, and then the sorceress flies by in her bird form, which this straight up throwback to the 80s joint. I mean,
we know what that bird is, or who that
yeah,
bird is.
that's the
I'm looking
sorceress.
at the colors. That's the sorceress.
Pretty accurate to the show, to the comics. Flying through Eternia, and I think her just name was Sorceress. I don't know if she has a name. She was just Sorceress. Pretty sure is what they called her. And then incredible shot of Gray Skull looking so dope. And of course that is, hey, Raw Talk. I know, bro. I know, but it happens. All right, Raw Talk is ETA. 15 minutes. He's on the way.
He said Heath over. What do you say? Heath over who?
He said Heath over Jack. Sacrilegious.
Yeah, some people like Heath over Jack. That's where it's at.
But yes, as a kid, I mean, this was
looks
always
like Grayskull. This looks like Castle Grayskull.
And this is what I wanted to see as a kid. Like, that's what I wanted to see as a kid. Like, that's Grayskull,
Right.
And when we saw the the Lunger debacle, we did not get anything like this.
Not like that. Well, the Dolph Lundgren film was set on a budget of $22 million, but only grossed $17 million worldwide, which certified it as a flop. But it is considered today as a cult classic. Don't ask me why.
No, it is. It is.
No, I'm just I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying I don't know how, but I did watch it like over the summer. I think we were talking about this.
Yeah,
it was watchable. Like it wasn't like I was like, man, I can't watch. I literally watched the whole thing with commercials. I don't like watching nothing with commercials, but I literally watched it. And I was like,
surprised you don't.
Can I watch it again? Nah, I don't have to do. I'm sorry. That won't be making it into the collection.
Yeah.
No, it won't. I'm sorry, because I'll never watch it. Like, I'll be just buying it just to have it for nostalgic reasons. But
honestly, that's what a lot of my DVD collection is. It's just to have. Like, I'm never gonna, like, when I want to watch those movies, I'm gonna pull them up on the internet or whatever, probably, because it's easier than having to hook up the DVD player and then press play and the whole thing. And you go through it's like easier just to spin it up now. But I want to have the case and the shelf and it's kind of like having the VHS collection back in the day, but these are much thinner and you can fit a lot more in a rack, and obviously there's benefits. But the trailer shows us.
You don't have a Blu-ray, a DVD player hooked up at all times?
No, I do not.
Oh wow. Wow.
No, it's it pretty much sits in the closet until the internet or the cable goes out or something where I need to watch DVDs. Yeah,
I got mine on standby, dog. Like, I just hit power and play. That's it, baby. It's hooked up to the TV 24/7.
Well, and I mean, obviously, I always used to, but put it away. I think what it was, we moved at one point, and then we got to the new house, just never unpacked, like never needed to hook it up because I don't watch DVDs. I stream movies on websites or whatever now, and you know, it's a
Wow.
terrible, it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. It's a sad thing.
Wow. Man. Wow. That's
Yeah.
I'm always amazed to hear how people watch movies. Man. I really do, because when people see my collection, they always be like they're always like amazed that I watch discs. Like I buy discs and I have them, like ready to go. But I tell people
Yep.
that's my Netflix. 'Cause like, listen, I want to watch. I built my own Netflix. That's how I look at it. I don't
Yeah.
look at it no other way. I can stream and watch on sites. I'm like the opposite, but if I stream and I watch it and I like it, oh, it's going in the collection after that. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, collection.
Well, he said, did you ever talk? You ever talk I Die Comics? I Die Comics. I have not heard of I Die Comics, Mr. Alkin Boulan, but we would love for you to come and tell us all about them.
I die comic.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
Go
So,
ahead and use the power AI.
but check it out. Back to the trailer. So boom, we get to see Castle Grayskull. Then we kind of zoom out and get a whole shot of Eternia. This is the great city of Eternia and the kingdom. Right, you see the kingdom now. The kind of big castle is kind of dead center, and then you'll see the bridge off to the right. Notice that bridge with the waterfall. As you cross the bridge at the very end, off to the far right, that is Castle Grayskull. That's this deal. See that bridge coming out of its mouth? That's the bridge that goes across this whole waterfall here, and then it attaches here to the royal castle here. Because remember, guys, He-Man and the castle and the king and shit. No one lives in Castle Grayskull. Nobody lives in this castle. It is basically a castle of magic power, and whoever enters it is the most powerful man in the universe, and that's why He-Man can get in there. And that's why Skeletor is trying to get in there. He's trying to get, Grayskull so he can be the most powerful man in the universe. But right now it's just the sorcerer and He-Man, and then the sword. Oh my God, this thing is beautiful. It's kind of it's just chilling. The sword of power, and I mean, it's just how I thought it would be. I mean, it's just like the cartoon. It's just like back in the day. It's how I always wanted it to be. I'll say. It's what we hoped for, and it's a beautiful thing. I love to see it because that was the first image that we ever got from this movie. First image we ever got from the movie was the sword, and it was basically something telling us, indie comics. Yes, we talk about indie comics all the time. EGC Divine, EGC, what up? Salute, peace. Another Leto victim, yes sir. Raw Talk in the building, what up?
Peace. A Leto victim. Come on now. Leto's gonna do the right thing, the righteous thing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right. It's gonna be nice. I mean, it's not this, okay?
No, it's not.
It's this. All right.
Exactly.
It's this. It's beautiful. But
they may start him off as Keldor, and you might see a wild transformation, but I don't think it's gonna be, whack to that extreme like the first picture.
Nah, definitely not. That was the fear, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's dope. He said, I die. It's a comic that's like Jumanji. Read the comic and die. But yeah. Sorry, what?
I think it's gonna be dope, man. I mean, only thing I had was Man at Arms. I think the casting. I'm not saying Ildris saying dope,
right?
But using him as always as a race swapper, I don't like that because he did it with Hamdal. Now he's gonna do with him. What next? He's gonna be a Jaga or something like that. Even though they were cats, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Come on, how you gonna? I think that's crazy. But
yeah,
he could have been Clamp Champ. He could have been, if they went back, towards the modern GI Joe. He could have been King Grayskull.
No, there is. There's a lot of characters too that he could have been that are black or that, but and they did a lot of deep cuts in this, right? And I mean, if they're doing deep cuts like Spike or and stuff, I mean, you could have gotten deep, but it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing that says he can't do it, and if he pulls it off, cool. And honestly, Man at Arms wasn't like my favorite character as a little kid. He kind of reminded me of my dad, so like I wasn't checking for Man at Arms a lot. So I'm not really too hyped or too salty about it, but I feel you.
Because he was the weapons guy. He was the guy that held Eternia down before there was a He-Man like in that form in that time. Like,
Man at Arms. He was
He was the one that was fighting Maul off and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now that
Sergeant at Arms,
He-Man, and he was more like He-Man's and Adam's guy. You always had to have that mentor. So I think he was dope, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just gotta explain Teela. That's all they got to do is explain her. Is she mixed or what's what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Teela now.
You're right, and I think she might even be. That's the crazy part. But
and they smart on that part.
Yeah, that would be right. We'll check out some pictures of her as well too. But back to the trailer, kind of just going scene by scene. They reveal the sword. They reveal the inside of Castle Grayskull. We see the sword there and shit. But the sword's great. The sword looks, spot on. And then like we come into the palace, and there's all this, hang on. Having a little bit of a tech problem. All right. So yes, boom, there we go. And you see the bridge to Eternia and the kings of old and all that good stuff. And then we cut back to Adam in his bedroom, on Earth. And I guess we had to. And and then we see Eternia, and this kind of looks like, to me, I don't know. It seems like maybe like what's his name, Skeletor took over, and
is it on fire? Are they being attacked?
Yeah, like where Skeletor wins, and they have to hide Adam, and they have to hide the sword because the sword is the key to entering Castle Grayskull. And of course, Castle Grayskull, if you enter it, you become the most powerful person in the universe, which is what Skeletor wants. So it explains why Queen Marina sends him to Earth, because remember, she's from Earth, right? Queen Marina is from Earth. That's like from the first episode right there. And real quick, EGC said Teela is adopted. From what I remember, she's the sorcerer's daughter who was given to Man at Arms.
I'm going off the new iteration where they made it so that Man at Arms and the sorceress had something going on and gave birth to Teela.
That was always, I heard that too. That's always a rumor. Heard that rumor too.
But
what storyline was that, Real Talk?
That's in Kevin Smith's the new one.
Kevin Smith one, the new one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now in the new one, that's a sort of a multiversal one, a thing where it's what if, it's like a what if Skeletor won. And that's kind of what the whole basis of Kevin Smith's Revelation is. That's kind of the kind of turn it on its ear, but they did tweak a few things in that one. It was dope. But this kind of reminds me of like something going on there. But yeah, she was originally an astronaut who fell in love with King Randor, and then they got married. And then
Adam
they lied to her. Yeah. And then we see old Prince Adam and his iconic little pink outfit. Yeah. And then as we follow them, and we kind of see this map of Eternia, and there's the kind of map on the left that comes like with the toys, and so you can see it's pretty. This kind of came out with the figures in like the 2000s, but Eternia kind of always looks like this, and it's not like a perfect representation, but it kind of like looks like a half of Eternia or something represented there, or maybe like you can see it's like got the globe that's on the right is kind of split, and it's on like both ends in the picture that's on the right. That's from the trailer. But I think traditionally it was like usually like Castle Grayskull, Randor's palace were on one half of Eternia, and then Skeletor's Snake Mountain was on the other half. I'm not 1,000% sure about that, but could be. Just kind of going off like memories. I didn't read the comics. I vaguely watched the show as a little kid. I was super little when that came out, so a lot of this is like going back and checking it for me because I was really really young when He-Man came out. I was born in 1979, so I was in my single digits when this show was on. So yeah, but it was cool. And they did have a nice comic series though. There's a whole comic series going on with this shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
it was bad. It was all right.
Yep. And then we see Adam at his boring office job. It's kind of
Kaz. Excuse me.
kind of
What
like
up, Kaz?
Bob at the in the Incredibles kind of deal. Casual, what up? What up? Peace, peace, peace.
Casual.
And yep. And so, and then we see this little name tag, the he him, kind of funny because it's He-Man, right? Probably what they're playing off there.
That was a callback because I was on Kaz's show last night, and the Motu King, Daredevil, is what we call him, the Motu King. He
right
knows every in and out about Masters of the Universe from the lore, from the floor up. He's the master of that. So
yeah.
And it was something. It wasn't the he him like we think it's he him like they're doing in our culture or what have you.
Right.
It calls back to another part of the He-Man story. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, very, very. So it was a lot of Easter eggs that they were going back to the old lore and the different things in the little mini books and everything. They were going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's dope. They're bringing in all this cool lore and stuff. Now, like, check this out. A little Easter egg here. So, that dude that. Oh wait, hang on. My bad. Wait, we see. Wait, I think I went out of order. My bad. Hold on. Got to get my pictures right. I know we see Beastman. We see Beastman on Earth, and I think he's probably what. Yeah, it looks fucking dope, and I think probably Skeletor sends him to Earth to retrieve Adam. Right, I think he's there to either find the sword or Adam or both. So yeah, and I think the Earth stuff is probably going to be a bookend in the movie. It's going to be the beginning and the end. I think it'll probably start on Earth and somehow end on Earth. Hopefully not. Hopefully it just starts on Earth and ends on Eternia, but it may be a beginning and end of Earth kind of thing, and then we kind of go back to Earth at the end and cap it off. Or this is the beginning of a trilogy and we're going to get a sequel.
Yeah, I hope we get a sequel because
Me too.
They got too much dopeness right now. I need to see everything, and I'm quite sure if everybody turns out to watch it, which I think this will be the biggest movie of the summer.
Yeah, probably.
They turn out for it. They're definitely going into another tour. If they're not, they're writing it already. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to be way ahead of the predictions. But I think they're going to go 4 or 3, the standard.
Yeah.
Do a James Cameron and go all out. Keep it going. Like the Avatar films.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's definitely, but I like that what I'm seeing is what I was afraid of, and I think what they're doing is this is definitely being geared at least with Gen X guys in mind. So that's very important. It's very nostalgic and novelty and all that good stuff is going to be really hyped up in this movie. So that's dope. And then let's see. Tila also looks very accurate. You can see there on her left, that's kind of her, cartoon toy look there with the gold and the white. And then on the right, you can see that same kind of gold and white with the collars and all that. She won't be wearing a bathing suit though. They're definitely going to be current socially on that. You will not have the one piece. She'll have pants on for sure. Now Tila, though, little fun fact, is the greatest warrior in Eternia. And that was actually said, and I didn't know this. It's said in the very first episode of He-Man, as I watched it the other day, they state that Tila is the greatest warrior in Eternia.
Yeah, that's
He-Man's
fact.
He-Man's the strongest, but Tila's the greatest warrior,
in the Eternian army.
Yeah.
Isn't she? I don't know if it's her. I know there was like a conflict when we were kids. I think in their little comics, Man at Arms was the head of their army, but in the cartoon, Tila was the head of the army or something.
Yeah,
something like that. There was a conflict like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Tila is definitely the greatest warrior because her skills were unmatched. Her technique, everything. She was battle tested, and she really she's also the trainer of the guards and stuff like that for Eternia. So, yo, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give her props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Slade said the Skeletor's main goal is to conquer the mysterious force of Castle Grayskull from which he knows He-Man draws his powers. Close, but like Casual said, he's actually trying to get the sword so he can unlock the door to get into Castle Grayskull because you need the sword to do that.
Wait a minute.
And hold on,
we forget that he has a sword. And
well,
once you put them together, yes, he has half of it.
In the toy, he has half of the sword, but that's the toy.
That's
in
the
the
toy,
story, He-Man has the whole sword, and that's how he gets into Eternia. As far as I know, you got
no in the cartoon. Skeletor had
correct me if I'm wrong.
No, in the cartoons, Skeletor had the other half, but you can't get in Grayskull without He-Man's sword. He is right about that.
Yeah,
you need He-Man's sword to get into Grayskull.
Well, in the cartoon, Skeletor does not have the sword. He has an axe with a crystal ball on the top, and He-Man has the sword. Like I said, I just watched this the other day.
Yeah, it's a difference from what they started off with the comic lore, and I'm talking about the mini comics and the beginning ideas of He-Man is quite different from the cartoon version because same thing like with G.I. Joe, same thing. It's just you have more of a hardcore lore, and then you have made for cartoons and
a looser lore,
children's consumption.
Well, the reason he wants to get in, the point being, the reason, however he gets in the fucking door, the reason he wants to get in Castle Grayskull, whoever enters Castle Grayskull is the most powerful man, powerful guy. So that's why He-Man, it does have, you're right about that, Slade. That's why he has it's why he's the most powerful man, because he goes in Grayskull, he rocks with the sorceress. Skeletor wants to kidnap or have the power over the sorceress and Grayskull, so he can be the most powerful guy, but He-Man is protecting that from happening. Is the kind of the basic point, the old the cartoon lore from the the 80s joint. So
now I do know in the comic He-Man never used the sword of power. He always used the axe and the shield. He never really had the sword. He would always use the axe. That's why I was saying when he fought Superman couldn't lift the axe. That's what He-Man mostly used in the comics, was the axe and the shield. He
did have an axe at first. Yeah, he definitely had an axe at first.
Then and then going back to with the Skeletor going into Grayskull to try to take the power. If we looked at the Dolph Lundgren in the 87 joint, he did that and turned gold. Actually had the sword. He turned gold, which Kevin Smith borrowed that whole example and what they did with the new version as well. So everything is intermingled. It's just, if you know, but it's going to be entertaining nonetheless.
Right. Yeah. And here's our first shot of the sorceress outside of her bird form. Get a little close up there.
Yeah.
And then, but this real quick. So when he's in the store and he sees this statue that he's fucking with is kind of designed based on sort of the original. That's the kind of concept art right there for He-Man. The original first concept design of He-Man was that guy right there, the horns and shit. And it's just a little throwback. And then go ahead.
Wanted to jump in right quick with that. It kind of makes me think. Remember when they were talking about? Remember Thor? And people were like, okay, with the Thor movie, they still had his lore in it. They was talking about Loki, Thor. You're the god of thunder, and your brother's Loki. Like, they couldn't believe it because they thought it was all in a book.
Right.
I think that's the same premise here with that scene. It's like, He-Man, that lore exists, but is it real? And it becomes real. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, I think
could be.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that would be. So, like you're saying, like this statue is Earth's like He-Man.
Yeah, interpreting.
Yeah,
It's like
they're
a
sort of
fairy tale
mythology
to
of
them.
He-Man.
Yeah,
Right,
it's a
right.
fairy tale to them, but it's real.
It's
You know.
real. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Dope,
yeah.
dope,
That's
dope, dope.
crazy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So then yes, and then next scene we pop the old and then on the left, obviously, I think is Roboto. Bang. Check that
Mr.
out. It's gotta
Roboto.
be
Yep.
Roboto.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be Roboto. So a
Good.
few things that I kind of
He's dope.
if you watch, yes, yeah, he's dope.
Oh,
And then of course we have Man at Arms played by Idris Elba next on the right. And yeah, as far as casting him, we'll have to see how he plays it. It could be good. We don't know. But you know, we'll see. And then we have Battle Cat. I think it's dope because Battle Cat, remember, was Cringer at first. He's Cringer first, and then He-Man makes him right. He's super cowardly. He was like, I don't want to do this. I don't know, He-Man. And he would never want to go. And when He-Man was gonna, I have the power, Cringer was always scared, but he would wait. And then He-Man would turn him into Battle Cat, and he would gear up, have armor on and shit. But
And he would be brave.
yeah, he would
a
get
whole
he would be
different
brave,
personality. Yeah, a whole
totally
different
changed
personality. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So the sword, basically, without saying it, the sword gave him power to be brave. It gave him power to be bold, stronger.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when he hit him with it. That's what it did. It was like sort of like the Shazam concept, where you get the power of all the five gods when he, directs the power at you. So He-Man was able to give Battle Cat some power.
Yes.
And that's why he said, I have the power. I have the power to make Cringer not be afraid.
Cringer into Battle Cat.
Which is dope.
It's dope.
What do you think about it?
I'm wondering if, and I'm thinking like, since it seems to me that he's already Battle Cat, he already seems very brave in the trailer. We see him walking around all bravely and stuff like that. He's big and he's, he doesn't look very cringery. I'm thinking when he quote unquote goes Battle Cat, we'll just see him don armor and it won't really be a transformation per se. I'm thinking we'll see Cringer at the time, like this era when Adam is a little kid running around. Maybe Battle Cat will be sort of cringery then, right. And we'll get our Cringer from that. It could be, just a guess. And then we see the kind of the aftermath of the battle, and it's interesting plot. From a plot perspective, it's also very quickly, probably a good thing that they didn't dress Tila in that bathing suit. Wouldn't have went over well with folk. Yeah, good nice close up there on Grayskull. So this, it looks to me like Skeletor has been trying to get into Grayskull. Looks like there was a battle here. Hopefully he didn't, get in because, he needs the sword. So he probably couldn't get in without the sword. That's the whole deal. And after seeing the aftermath of like probably one of the many battles that, probably raged over the years, this is, and then we see the ship flying over, right? We see the ships flying around and look, that's the Roton. Remember that shit? Yeah. If you knew about the toys, right? He-Man had vehicles. And they were ridiculous because, the way that the figures were built, they didn't have, handlebars or anything like that. Like a lot of the vehicles would have just holes on the side that you kind of stuck the hands into. But it was funny how in the cartoon, they stayed true to that look because they didn't want kids to be like, this isn't the real. So they drew the cartoon had the big giant holes and they're just kind of like sticking there, like holding it. It's really funny, but you can see that they designed the cartoon to look identical to the toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is dope. You got to do that. You got to do that because on Eternia, they have a certain type of technology, the way it looks, the way it operates, the way it feels, and that's what makes a lot of He-Man fans familiar with it. Like, you got to think about the stuff we got. It didn't look like He-Man. The last movie didn't look like He-Man. It didn't even act like He-Man. So I think they're looking at it like, if we do this right and we make this feel like the cartoon, you know what I mean, but live action, we got something here. And I'm
Yes.
glad they're thinking that way because the more familiar it is, the more accepting fans will be of it.
Right. Right. I mean, that's what I think. That's the way I feel. Like if you make the shit look like the 80s joint, it's gonna help you. People are gonna dig it more. I just don't understand this whole concept Hollywood has of completely altering stuff till it's unrecognizable, because they think that somehow that we want something new and fresh. No, we're going to a fucking reboot or a movie about some childhood cartoon because we want to see the fucking childhood cartoon, like
Well, sometimes I think
in live action.
it's impractical in their frame of mind,
Yeah,
or how they're
they think
doing
it's not going to
special
look
effects
cool.
or practical effects. So they have to bring it into something where it, I guess, makes sense across the board. Because
Yeah.
you also got to think about their overseas markets that they want to tap into and stuff like that, and they don't want to over explain the why is the spider vehicle or the or anything or any
Yeah.
other vehicles. Like, why do we have to explain it to the Chinese? We have to explain it thoroughly to them, or the people in India. We have to explain these things in order for them to really get into the movie, or we can
Yeah.
make things they can recognize and they're already in the movie. You know what I mean?
Sad
Right.
because
It's weird.
yeah, no, it's sad.
No, it is
Because
weird. It's sad and
they're
it's
doing
weird
it for
at the
money
same time.
instead of the art.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
worried about it's because that's the studio. The studio's concerned because a movie is just basically a big flip. They're trying to invest money, make this big movie, and then get a bunch of more money back. It's all about flipping that money. And so
Tell me
the
about it.
studio, if they see that this movie isn't going to get them a profit off the money that they're putting forward, they're going to straight up tell the director, nope, you can't do that because we'll lose money if you do that. Or audiences generally don't like that, we've found, so we need you to change this here. Or
Right.
focus groups tell us that they want to see less of this or blah blah blah, and then they have to literally alter storylines and shit to fit that commercial bullshit. And that's why we end up getting crap, and we get all upset, and we get crap that, and it's all about. And I mean, this whole thing here, this was all about the studio. This was all about the studio. This was budget. We make it on Earth because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Right. And the movie was what?
The modern
They-
era.
Yeah, they didn't even get their money back. What is 17 million they made? The movie was 22 million. The budget was 22 million. They only made 17.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that speaks for itself right there.
True. And if you think about it, all the modern aerial battle fights that we've seen throughout the movies, most of them are just based off of Top Gun. If you look at it, Top Gun was the pinnacle of aerial battles. So for the modern age, I'm not going to go back into the 1950s and stuff like that, but for the modern age aerial battles, the template is Top Gun.
Oh, if you want to go back in the day, you got to go back to Hell's Angels.
Yeah. That's going back. But I'm just saying, even those people who did the Top Gun, their reference was those movies back in the day. But for everybody else moving forward, it's Top Gun.
It's Top Gun, yeah.
Well, it's just like Jaws is the template for all blockbuster Hollywood. Jaws changed movies.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood pre-Jaws was different. Hollywood post-Jaws was like Hollywood pre-Jaws movies were made to be provocative. They were made to make you feel something. They were made to get a message across. They were made artistically. After Jaws, they were made to make money.
Yeah.
Because they saw how much money they could make. They were like, oh fuck, we gotta do that again and again and again. That's when you started getting that cookie cutter shit.
Same thing with Star Wars. Yeah. Same thing with Star Wars. George Lucas changed the game. If you didn't have a character like Luke or Leia, and you do a sci-fi movie, then Hollywood wasn't interested.
Well, I think with Star Wars, it was a combination of things. Because remember, you had Flash Gordon back in the day. You had Flash Gordon. You had those characters that are like Star Wars. That's even George Lucas.
But our generation didn't really know about it.
Yeah, we didn't know about it. But I think for our generation, mostly the movies and merchandise, the double M movie merchandise.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get that merchandise going. If you can create some merchandise for this movie here, you got yourself a blockbuster. I think that's how they weigh it. You know
That's what Spaceballs was all about. Merchandising.
Merchandising.
talking about doing a part 2 to that. What's his name?
Oh
We
yeah,
don't need it.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, we don't need it, but I mean, we'll take it, but we don't need it.
Spaceballs was hilarious, but I mean,
It was.
some of the shit I laughed at as a kid, I don't laugh at anymore. So it's whatever. But it was
just
good.
like Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah,
We just see. You know what it is? I think we saw it too many times, so it's just like it's like they're telling the same joke forever, and we've seen it. It's still amusing, but not like it was when we first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And George Lucas also has been on record stating that when he put out Star Wars, he said, I had to lie. I had to tell them that it was going to be like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers, but it wasn't. And he said, when I gave him the finished product, it was, but it blew everybody out the water. It literally blew everybody and everything. He said, I would have never got the money had I took them my vision. He said, I had dummy he said he had a fake script, a fake mock-up, fake, like everything. And he said, even the way the characters look, he said, I had fake C-3POs, fake Darth, and I made them, a certain way. He said, but when we shot the movie, it was nothing like what I gave him. And he changed the game. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he was smart enough to look at it like that, because we would have never got Star Wars if he didn't do it.
And if we never got Star Wars, we would have never got what we know as merchandise.
Sci-fi. Right. And
Sci-fi,
Joe's.
He changed the sci-fi game. Yeah, he changed the sci-fi game.
We still be playing
3.75 action figures.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then remember, he changed the game on that because he said the first deal he got for Star Wars wasn't like the last two deals for Empire Return. He went back. He went back and renegotiated. I think he said because he said he didn't know what he was doing, what he was going to get, and he made much more money off of merchandise the second and third time around than he did the first time.
And if you think about it, man, like even the way you film, he changed the game. The way you hear the movie, the special effects, everything Star Wars is what amplified everything after that.
Well, they created Industrial Light and Magic. The company ILM was created from the guys that made the special effects. The guys that made the special effects for Star Wars were not a special effects company. Like, he didn't go hire a special effects company. He got a bunch of guys from film schools and shit that he knew were dope and brought them in, and they made the movies. And then those guys they were just like, well, shit, we did this, we might as well kind of do this for other movies too. And they made ILM, and it became Industrial Light and Magic. And so many special effects movies have been used. They've done. But speaking of merchandising, we got the Roton. We got. Oh wait, we'll go back to him.
Who's that over there with the fist? Who's that?
Hold on. We gonna go to them in a second. Hold on. First, we're gonna see this. So this was the Eternia. The whole castle thing. Remember, I showed you guys from here. This is it. You can see that ring thing, kind of like right to the far left, right next to the waterfall. Right, that big, looks like a roller coaster or something going around it. Well, the funny thing is, it kind of is like that thing right there. So they made 3 toys. They made Castle Grayskull, they made Snake Mountain, and then they made this giant thing.
Eternia.
And that was Eternia, right? The castle. And you see those like kind of tracks going around it.
Yeah.
That's that track right there that's broke. And remember when we first saw this, I thought that was Snake Mountain because of the thing going around it. But there's the snake right there and then shit. But yeah, that's Eternia, Snake Mountain on the right. It's supposed to be Grayskull over there. But it's a whole set. So they made that. The 3 towers or whatever. And so, but it was a big ass toy. That was the biggest set they ever made. So a lot of kids probably didn't have it, but a lot of kids will remember it. But then we have this shot here, the kind of cool walk with the cat.
The slow cool walk that they do in Hollywood.
Man at Arms. And then but it's dope because a lot of Easter eggs in this little scene here. The guy on the left is probably Mechanic or maybe it could be Stratos. This guy here.
No, that's not Stratos. Stratos can fly.
That's Mechanic. Look at the eyes.
It's Mechanic. See the eye?
Why is it got that? Why is it? Oh, that's Mechanic.
Upside down triangle.
Oh, in the back. I'm talking about the dude with
Mechanic.
the fist on. No, that ain't Stratos. The dude with the
That's
fist.
Mechanic over there on the other side.
That's Mechanic. Yeah.
The arrow. See where the arrow's pointing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that upside down green triangle right there on his face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Mechanic's head has a point,
Yeah.
whereas this guy's head is round like Stratos. So it could be.
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Actually,
and then next to him,
that's Ram Man. That's definitely Ram
Man.
Man.
Yeah,
That's definitely Ram Man.
Ram Man. And the guy you've seen all the way to the right, that's of course Fisto himself.
Fisto or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, Fisto.
Knocking suckers out, and you don't know how I did it.
Yeah, switch to southpaw, split your right jaw.
Yeah.
I don't like y'all. I'm hype with nightfall.
Word.
When I move like an army.
And we get a nice
I forget his name. Spikor, I think his name was.
Spikor. Yeah, Spikor.
Yeah, he looks crazy. I like that. I like what they did with him.
Yeah. And then this is Skeletor's. Yeah, he does look dope though, real quick. Like, he's definitely more scary and way more like dark and so it's cool what I see what they're doing with these characters. Like these characters are like pretty dark and like real scary and like but yet at the same time they feel like their original toys.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Which is dope. We need that now.
Awesome. We got Evil Lynn.
Evil Lynn looked tough.
She looks great.
Hell,
she did.
Now Beastman.
I don't know why they didn't make her purple, but it's cool.
Unfortunately, Dolph Lundgren gave us this bullshit.
But still, I was with it still. I was
still happy it was someone I knew from the cartoon. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Got Beastman shit.
Yeah.
But this is, and then this thing here, this is like Skeletor's like collector thing. It lands down and it like grabs people. You could pick up toys with it.
I forget the name of it. It's called
Claws would come out and grab. I'm not sure the name.
Is that something that was really made? Because I ain't never got my hands on it, even when I was little. Like I never seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a real box. I mean, that's a real toy right there. That's the box right there.
Yeah, the toy is called the Collector.
The Collector?
Vehicle.
I never had that when I was little, man.
Is that what it's called too?
I feel it's called the Collector, yeah. I use the power of AI. It's called. Says here, Masters Universe original cartoon collection, Collector Evil Airship of Skeletor.
There you go. So it could either you could split blast effects or claws. Look at that.
Yeah, and you can get 3 fingers inside of it. Damn.
Yo,
that's what she said.
I ain't never seen it like that before. But I guess that was later in the series of I was in GI.
It came out in
what 84?
Wait a minute. It says inspired by it. Wait a minute.
84. It had to be 84 between 80.
It might be. What's coming up now?
Well, after we saw that
on eBay, I mean, I'll just keep going. I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
After we saw that collector deal, we got our first look at Skeletor and how he's gonna look in the movie. And he looks great. Check him out. No, I'm just fucking
no.
There we go. There we go. So yeah, he looks great. And I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better fucking Skeletor. I am so glad that it's not some special effect makeup, amalgamation of Jared Leto so that we still know it's Jared Leto bullshit. Because Skeletor is a fucking skull, straight up and down. There's no flesh on the skull. There's no neck on the skull. There's no eyes in the skull. It's a fucking skull floating inside of a black hood.
Like Skeletor was on the cartoon.
That's it, and it's you know what I'm saying? So beautiful. It'll be Jared Leto's voice. Which honestly, why the fuck didn't they get Mark Hamill, who played Skeletor in the fucking Kevin Smith movie, the Kevin Smith show recently? In the Kevin Smith Revelation, He-Man Revelation, Mark Hamill did Skeletor, and he did an amazing job. I think Mark Hamill is, if not one of the best voice actors of all time. He did Joker phenomenally for years on Batman the Animated Series. Mark Hamill, obviously, Luke Skywalker is who I'm talking about. He is a very brilliant voice actor, and they should have used him, I think, for Skeletor. But we'll see what old Leto leaves us.
Oh, yo. So even though that vehicle, I went back to the collector, man, because I was stuck. Because I had to get that shit out of my head, bro. That collector is for the Origins, the new Origins line. Even though it was in the old cartoon classic, it wasn't made until 2023, 24.
Really?
Yeah, because
2023. Come on, bro. Nah.
Yeah,
look at the Man at Arms that it's holding. That's an old Man at Arms, and that's an old box.
And maybe no. I see the box here.
All right, let's do this here.
Yeah, Wiki Gray Skull.
If anybody in the chat knows this toy, let us know.
In March 2024, pre-orders for the cartoon collection release of the collector vehicle went live for September 2024.
Yeah, but that's like a re-release of the collector vehicle.
It's not a re-release. It's not a re-release. They never made it back then.
Where's the homie? Where's the homie from the Motu homie?
Motu King?
Yeah, where's he at? Yeah. He would definitely know.
He always knows. Shit. Hold on, let me hit him on the chat. Let me hit him on the chat.
All right, this is the collector's guide right here, right? Let's see. Accessories, figures, vehicles. Bong. All right, here we go. These are the vehicles. There's the Roton. Nope, they don't have no, what you call it. Oh, look at this. The Freight Fighter. This isn't all the vehicles, though. What is this? This is not all the vehicles.
Yeah, look at the
yeah, there's the Talon Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this might be all the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the what you call it. Yeah, that's one. Oh, Fright Zone. Remember this? My cousin had this. It was I think where Merman or Beastman lives. Merman or something. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
The Evil Horde. All right, so look at this. You see these? The Fright Fighter.
Yeah, that's in it. That's in the movie.
All right, but check this out. We also got the Talon Fighters. You see that?
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
I remember those. I remember we had those when I was a kid. Me and my friends,
we
had those.
Watch this.
Yep. There you go.
I don't think it's that.
No, it's not that.
No, it ain't that. No,
I don't think it's these.
Nope.
Nah, I don't think it's those. You know what I think it was? It was the Fright shit. Yeah, it was the Fright Fighter. And the Fright Fighter.
I was like, oh shit, they got it? Yep. They got the motherfuckers in the movie. Nice.
Yep. Now the Fright Fighter, though, that's a newer toy. That don't look like no 80s toy. Oh, it is an 80s toy.
Yes, it is.
1986. That's really advanced. Yeah. Like out of all the He-Man toys, this is way this doesn't look like a He-Man toy.
Round 6, I was I moved out of Motu and went into G.I. Joe. Been into G.I. Joe since 83, 84. So
this
I remember like that was called
toy. We had these. Yeah, I had
forget what that, because in the cartoon they always flew around on that front part.
Yeah, to see the little front thing right here. You see how the handles are just holes on the side?
They never really used the whole thing. I forgot what that vehicle was called. No, put that back up there.
EGC popped in. Hold on. EGC, what up?
Put that vehicle back up there, Reno, please.
It's called the Battle Ram, bro.
Yes, the Battle Ram. Yes. Yes.
Because it had these orange shits came out. They rammed out of this hole right here. Boop.
Yeah,
And this thing
and
right here
they
plugged into
never
the front right here. All right, right
yeah,
here,
because
right
they
here.
never used the battle round
Front.
really. They always flew
Nah,
the He-Man
put
and
'em-
all of them would be flying on those little joints right there. So
yeah, yeah. And this is the Roton thing. So we definitely saw. Now this might not even be what that thing was either. Um, in the trailer, but that's definitely Fright Fighter. These are definitely not these. These are definitely Fright Fighters, not Talons. That was
mm.
incorrect.
Hold on.
Incorrect. All right, so then we get some nice deep cut Easter eggs. I wanted to see Merman and shit, but unfortunately we didn't get. Merman's like one of my favorite all time top favorite Horde characters. Beastman and then Merman are my favorite.
Mm.
But we got Spike Ore and shit like that. We got Fisto. We saw those guys. Beastman. I think the Beastman is my favorite. The Town Fighter. What else? Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when homie did this shit, I damn near lost my shit when I saw the trailer. And my boy Sharky, shout out to Sharky, Shark Views, who's been on our show in the chat a lot. He said that he felt that the this scene should have been saved for the film.
Mm.
My opinion on that is, and I get his point, but maybe we will still see him hold it out and point it at Battle Cat and all that, and then maybe they save that for the movie. A. B. I think it was actually, maybe they weren't planning on showing this in the trailer, but honestly, bro, none of us had any faith in this movie. All of us were talking shit. All of us knew this was going to be trash, and they needed this, honestly, so that we would fucking sign on.
Put the stamp on it.
And I signed on when I seen it.
Yeah.
So the job fucking completed. Here's Snake Mountain.
Yeah, this movie is gonna do billions, man. In my opinion,
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. It drops on my son's birthday. My baby.
My birthday is the 4th.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, yes.
It's a go time. I mean, he's too small to even understand it, but
well,
you know
who else's birthday it is?
Who?
Mark Taylor, the guy that invented He-Man, the first
Wow.
concept, the guy that drew He-Man. That's why it's being done on the 5th.
Nice.
Because he died, and so they wanted to, do a tribute. So that's why it's on the 5th.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Cass. Yeah, because I just hit the brother up, and I know yeah. So because we definitely need the Motu expert. This guy.
I was hoping he would come on.
The master of that universe. Period.
Real quick, Slade said to gain control over Grayskull in these early stories, He-Man uses an axe and a shield rather than the magical sword. In the original mini comics produced with the toy line in 1981, the power sword was a magical object split into 2 parts, which Skeletor tries to attain and put together in order. The vehicle itself first appeared in the 1983 Filmation He-Man the Master Universe series. The Collector appeared in the 1980s cartoon. This 2024 release. So the first time they made it a toy was 24, but it is from the cartoon.
It is from the cartoon.
From the 80s. Yeah. So that's good.
He's
good looking out, Slade. All right, bet. Talking to him, we're getting crash course. What up, yo?
Yeah.
On
his journey, man. This
King Landor in the building. Word. Yo, what's your email, bro? If you want to come on, shoot me your email. Or matter of fact, Raw Talk, just send him the link. You can send it to him, right?
I don't think so.
What, you don't have his email or nothing? Like,
no, I have his stuff, but it's crazy. Hold on.
Just go on. All you got to do Raw Talk. You on Android or you on?
I'm on iPhone, dude.
Just copy
good
and
luck.
paste.
Yeah, good luck. I can't even.
Nah, but just copy and paste the link from the email. Go to the email, copy it.
If iOS will let you do that.
That's all. Yeah, you can do it. That's how I do it. Because I have a fucking ass phone. Fucking ass phone. I hate this shit.
Did you ever try to unsubscribe from so you know how you got Gmail, you gotta log into Gmail, you gotta make a Gmail account. Did you ever try to unsubscribe from an iPhone, an iCloud joint? It won't let you. It literally won't let you.
Yeah, I don't like it. I hate it. He says it needed to be emailed to him so he can join on his computer.
Yeah, because I'm hitting him through.
I don't know. Can you
get it now? Hopefully, yeah.
You send it to him? Okay. If not, text me his email.
Now, y'all got me hype about He-Man. Now, He-Man.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I ain't getting hype about a movie. What was the last hype movie that was real ill that I was crazy about? It had to be that the end game. Oh no, the before that. This is what it feels like. The hype is feeling just like that.
It wasn't Ant-Man. You wasn't hype about Quantumania. Like you weren't hype about that.
Oh no. Fuck Quantumania.
or that G.I. Joe movie with Marlon Wayans in. Was you hype about that?
No. Never was hyped about that. Actually, that just popped up out the blue on me. I was like, what the fuck? And then but
right.
Anticipation for over 40 years, damn near, man. Shit.
So what are we gonna what do you want to ask the expert?
It was just about everything, man. We you know, I didn't even think because we were speaking on Kaz's show last night, you know. And,
I got a question. I have a question.
Oh, I forgot one. Check it out. I was super excited to see.
Oh yeah, Trap Jaw.
He's like a fucking arms dealer or like an arms guy. He creates mad weaponry and shit for the bad guys, where like Man at Arms is like the good guys version.
Oh shit, that shit.
And if you look on his head, you can slide down a rope. You used to be able to put him on a rope and you can slide down.
Yeah, why'd they put that little loop on his head, bro?
Because it was cool. And back in the day,
I'm asking the expert, bro.
Zipline was cool
right.
back then. It was just cool.
Yeah, you're right. Ziplines were the shit.
Yeah, cool. I was big into that too.
Yeah, Zipline, it was cool.
Yeah,
down, especially like remember Batman and shit.
They had some G.I. Joe shit too. I think a zipline guy.
Yeah, Zipline was cool.
Wasn't there Raw Talk a zipline G.I. Joe that had a zipline?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Web store. That's why I always like web store.
Yeah, web store. Yeah. So all right. So how about?
I wanted to get back to the lore of with what was it? Wasn't it about the Tila and Man at Arms? I mean, being Tila being his daughter and the sorceress. I know Kevin Smith made it so that was his daughter.
Right.
With sorceress.
So ever since the beginning, or what they laid, when they did what they did with their relationships from the Filmation series, when they did Mike Young's in the series in the early 2000s, they basically made Man at Arms is her adopted father, and Fisto is actually Tila's father. He actually had amnesia when he had, long story short, shacked up with the sorceress, and then out pops Tila.
What's up with the sorceress shacking up with Fisto and shit though? Like, what's up with that?
I mean, Mephisto was knocking jokers off,
I don't think of the sorceress but I don't think of her as like a woman who's out here fucking people. Like, she's like
she a woman. Reno, she a woman. She got needs.
You gotta get her too.
She might be a sorceress, but she a woman. She gotta get her.
She gotta get her.
You see, look, remember in Conan when he was knocking off the chick and she turned out to be a witch and he threw her in the fire? They gotta get that too.
Yeah, we all gotta get some heat or something.
You gotta get yours, dog. That's just what it is.
And Fisto was fisting sorcerers.
That's how you got his name.
Look at that girl right there. Yeah, you about to get this girl. Yeah, girl, you about to get this. And the sorceress, and secretly, she in the castle by herself. She don't really. I mean, sorceress might be a freak. Man. She might be.
She probably in there getting knocked off by the whole kingdom. We don't even know.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Sorceress need love too.
Of the lore that she's actually not allowed to go outside of the grounds of Castle Grayskull in certain instances of from based off from the beginning of how it started out even towards now or up until now. So just to see her out flying around, I mean, I know the landscape is obviously different than we've accustomed as layout wise of how we perceive Eternia to be since the Filmation series, but I mean, I know it's based off kind of a concept that was kind of thrown around in the early days, and I mean, it's definitely different,
Right,
it's not like
what we used to. She was always able to astro project too.
Right. Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize Skeletor is part of a race of blue-skinned Eternians. He's one of them, and he had like a normal face, but he had like an accident or some shit happened to his face. He got fucked up, like a curse or something.
Well, he actually got being as if we're basing it off continuality, you would have to base it off the MYP series because they were the first ones to do Skeletor's original origin. So obviously we know as Keldor. So he was part of a race called the Gar. There were blue-skinned people, and believe it or not, there's a certain hero that was more of a neutral character like Zodak. Was at a time, but he ended up being a heroic warrior, and his name is Cyclone. So he was a member of the Gar race as well. So
and then Skeletor worked for Hordak, who is Hordak was like the big bad. Far superior to Skeletor because Hordak he conquered the entire planet of Etheria, and by transference, I think She-Ra is maybe they kind of implied that she's more powerful than He-Man, so we will probably see that happen in this Hollywood version. If She-Ra probably is going to be in the after credit scene or something to do with a sequel or something like that, you can bet.
Isn't she supposed to be like his twin sister or something like that?
Yeah, she's his twin. Yeah.
Wow. She was also kidnapped, and
she was kidnapped.
He was basically, like I told Raw on Kaz's stream last night, he Mr. Sinister to her ass and cloned her and made Despara, Force Captain Adora, and all that good stuff.
Dang. It's heavy, man. You get into this Motu stuff, it gets heavy. It gets interesting, man.
Well, and it's a lot of people who feel a lot of different ways. Some feel more negative than others on certain instances of what's been done over the years, and by whoever. And because it's not like I was telling Kaz, like using Transformers, media or just Transformers in general as an entity that they they can turn and smooth without any interruptions. But to know about Master of the Universe, man, you really have got to been living it for a while.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yo, Stu, I know you got to go real quick. I don't want to interrupt, but I know Stu got to bounce. So, yeah, bro, be safe, man.
Yeah, be easy, bro.
We'll do it. Yeah. You guys stay safe in this storm that's about to
bro.
That's about to engulf the entire country at one time. So
that'd be crazy, but I hope only one snow flurry drops so I can have a big ass slab.
I know, bro. I feel like it's just gonna rain or something.
Yeah, they talk about power outages, everything. Bro. So, so
maybe the big power outages for them to start stealing while the power is out. I don't know. That's just me. But back to the Motu part.
Well, actually, we do have a lot to cover tonight, but I do want to
record. I think that's gonna be that movie. I think starting on June 5th, and it won't end until back to school as far as numbers. The numbers gonna keep going. I think that's gonna be a super blockbuster because you got to think about it. A lot of people started off with Motu when they was little. A lot. I started off with Motu.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's heavy, so it's like a transition. So you got to see it, and then it's gonna be just dope, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
happy. I'm excited.
Oh shit! I wish we can watch it right now, but
I know.
Straight up. And it's wild. They also had some other what you call it? They had the Thundercat Lion-O in it.
yeah. He was holding his sword aloft.
Yeah.
In what?
Wow. So yeah, and so in the background when he goes in the main trailer, that when they go into the collectible store or whatever, if you look in the background on the shelf on one of the detox is a
there's a figure.
Oh,
Okay, dope.
It gives me hope. I know.
Well, the Thundercats movie's been in development hell for for ages.
Too long.
As long as the He-Man.
Same way. Yeah, same way. I mean, look at Blade. I mean, if we want to, I mean, it's a lot of different projects.
Yeah.
And then you got Voltron. I think we're entering a stage where people are tired of the regular superhero stuff. They want the other heroes now. They want they don't have capes and web slingers and shit. They don't want it. They want the Lion-Os. They want the He-Man. They want the Silverhawks.
Yeah. Howdy, man. And speaking to those guys, check it out. We get a new piece of the trailer of the Supergirl trailer, and coming through on the flaming bike he slides in, and we reveal a nice shot of Momoa's logo.
I knew he would make a good logo.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, hell yeah! He look crazy.
And he drives off. Yeah, bro.
He's got the face. He just got that.
He said he loves it. He said he loves the character. He said he's always wanted to play Lobo ever since he was young, like when he first got into acting type shit, like before it was even a possibility. He's like, Lobo is always my favorite character, which is a crazy coincidence. That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Lobo not that popular.
When he was in the movie The Wolf, I think it was Wolves. Was it Wolves?
Yeah.
Even then, I knew he was Lobo. When I first
right.
And and when he was Conan, when he did the remake, I was like, that's Lobo. What the? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. And I know he was catching that hell when he was doing Aquaman, and everybody's probably, yo, why are you Aquaman? You should be Lobo.
Word.
Lobo.
Yeah, man. This, finally DC is giving us these kind of characters and stuff, and it's due to James Gunn. I mean, James Gunn is the guy that is all about
see it
like deep cuts and shit.
Keldor.
Yeah, bro, that's sick. That's the new? Yeah, I want them new Eternia figures, bro. I want them shits. I missed out. Like for me with action figures, bro, if I don't pre-order it, I don't get it. So if I miss the pre-order, that's it. I'm not buying it on the aftermarket. I can't go to stores and hunt for them from where I live.
What came in from? Hold up, let me grab it real quick. What came in from New York City today?
Ooh,
King Hits. Oh, nice.
Turn it a little bit. I don't think we can catch it.
Yeah, it's the glare.
Yeah.
And that's
bad connection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to get more. Some new Eternia. They look like the OG characters or figures, but in a new modern build.
Souped up.
Yeah. But
a lot of them.
Secondary. Yeah, I can't do the secondary market shit. But yeah, like I said, man, we got a lot to get over, get through tonight. So we talked about Motu. That trailer came out. It was crazy. We're super excited The next thing that I'm super excited about that is happening right now that's just coming out is the Darth Maul trailer, the Darth Maul series called Maul Shadow Lord. And it's the first Star Wars series of 2026. And we've got a real nice look at it through the trailer and everything. I'm super hyped about it, super excited. Just to kind of break it down, though, a lot of Easter eggs and shit. But yeah, and as we know, he's a Zabrak who was raised by the witches of Dathomir, who orphaned him off to Palpatine at a young age, and then Palpatine raised him and all that, and he became his assassin, and then he sent him after Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon cut him in half, and he fell down the shaft, and then he kind of went crazy down there because apparently he lived somehow. I guess the blade cauterized him, and somehow his organs didn't. I don't know. Whatever. Star Wars, right? So he's laying down there in the trash heap, and he kind of builds these spider legs out of like all kinds of junk and shit, and eats like bugs and shit, and basically goes insane because he's trapped down there. And so one of the witches finds his brother and sends him to go find him, and then he finds him and sort of lures him back slowly to his former sanity somewhat, but he's never quite the same again. He's a little bit touched, but at this time he's kind of been shunned and outcast by the Sith. Obviously he's being hunted by anyone who is looking for the Sith or whatever, and he kind of goes underground, and he goes into the underworld, and he becomes the boss of the underworld. He becomes the boss of Crimson Dawn, and basically, like in Star Wars archives, right here, this is the little mini version, but you can get it. There's a big, large version of this book. It's super expensive, like $100 something. But this little mini version, I think I got for like, what did I pay? What the fuck is the price? I don't know, maybe $50, something like that. But anyway, it's everything. It's everything about Star Wars, and what it does is it tells the outline that George Lucas wrote for the sequel trilogy. Right, this is what he gave Disney and said, this is what your trilogy, should be based on. This is how the story was going. This is where it's going. This is the outline for it. And in his outline, the movie that we would have gotten would have been Darth Maul would have been the big bad, the sort of Palpatine, if you will, and his Vader was a female Twi'lek, the ones with the long tendrils, the two big tendrils that come off the back, right? A female Twi'lek, and she's red. She's got the tattoos and everything, just like Darth Maul. But she's a female Twi'lek, right? And so there's some comics that come out called Star Wars Legacy, and in the Star Wars Legacy comics, there's a female Sith character that's a red Twi'lek with Maul tattoos. Go check out Legacy. It's insane. It's like way in the future about Cade Skywalker, Luke's like great grandson, who's like a pirate, super force sensitive, like way more powerful than Anakin and Luke. It's crazy. It's fucking great. He's like a drug addict though, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey. There's hella Sith. Yeah. It's insane, bro. It's the best like Star Wars content. Like it's awesome. But anyway, so the same character, she's there. Now, in the Darth Maul trailer, we're seeing a young red-colored Twi'lek female. That's the kind of main kind of star. So what we're, gleaning from that is that she's going to become Maul's apprentice, just like in George's outline for what the sequel should have been. He gave Kathleen Kennedy the outline. He said, "This is what you do." He said, "Okay, that's what we're gonna do," and he left, and she threw it in the trash can. Yeah, but not before she went through it and took certain core things, certain vague things like the female, like Rey and all that. George also his hero was going to be a female like Rey. She was going Luke was going to become a hermit and denounce the Jedi just like he did. The difference is in George's version, the first time we see Luke, he's not a fucking hermit. First time we see Luke, he's Legends Luke. He's super duper badass, like master Jedi, head of the school. And maybe in the second or third movie, he becomes the hermit and denounces the Jedi and then has to be brought back. He never dies.
So basically, he's the Luke that we seen in the Boba Fett. Not in the Boba Fett series, in the Mandalorian when he went and saved Grogu and all them. Okay.
Yeah. They see. That's Dave Filoni bringing the little stuff that Kennedy shit on and sneaking it in. And like Kennedy said, that stuff's not canon. She said all the books and comics before the Disney stuff, none of that's canon anymore, which it used to be considered canon. Everything that happens to Luke after the original movies is all written in novels. There's 50 to 100 novels where they spell out his whole life up until his grandkids. And it's considered canon by Star Wars fans. He basically becomes like a god. He's like super powerful. He can do like anything at some point. But so that's called Legends Luke. Well, they didn't want, Kathleen Kennedy wanted to scrap all the old characters. She killed Han, she killed Luke. She wanted to kill them all off and make a new Star Wars for the new audience that she wanted to create, the female audience. And so that's what she does. Long story short, anyway, back to the thing. So George makes this outline where Maul is the big bad, his female apprentice Twi'lek, and then there's a female character. So she basically took the female character idea, took the Luke going to be a hermit idea, pushed it to the front, bastardized it, twisted it all up, made it the crap that we got, and basically ruined his original story. What Dave Filoni is doing and has been doing, I believe, behind her back, is sneaking in little stuff from the shit into the Mandalorian show, into the Book of Boba Fett show, into all his little Mandoverse shows. And now we have his Darth Maul show where there's the red fucking Twi'lek female. So it's pretty fucking likely that we know where that's going. So real excited about that. But the trailer that we see kind of starts off with like an overhead shot of what the fuck's it called? Hang on, let me find that name of it. Okay, it's called Janks. All right. We start with an overhead shot of planet Janks, Janx, which is a new world created for this show. That's why I didn't know. Executive producer Matt McNavitz described the city as one part Gotham, one part Metropolis, 100% Star Wars, with all these different levels and layers and very, reminiscent of Coruscant, I guess, and with a dark side, a dark underworld. But it's a city that's essentially built into a crater like that, for protection or whatever. And it's like a planet that is untouched by the Empire, right? They have their own functioning democracy, their own law enforcement. They're policing their own little community, and it's also a very, very rich environment for.
Just like Madripoor.
Yes, just like Madripoor, exactly. And just like Madripoor, there's a very rich environment for gangsters, and the underworld is like a huge part of it. And so that's that. So, but there's so far it's been pretty peaceful between the gangsters, the underworld, and the businesses and the police and everything. And it's like there's an ecosystem. And so the series is taking place right after the Empire takes control of the galaxy, right after Palpatine, becomes the Emperor, right? And he's like, we're going to form the first galactic empire. And at this time, got to remember, everyone in the Empire sees Palpatine as like this sweet old man. He's Chancellor Palpatine, who's been disfigured by the evil Jedi, and sweet old Palpatine is helping, is trying to help everyone and save the galaxy and everything. That's what everyone thinks, and so that's where we are right now. And so basically, we're left with Darth Maul after the Clone Wars, right? So it's 19 years before A New Hope, before the Luke Skywalker shit and the events, there. And so it's right around the time of what's going on in the Bad Batch. So if you've been watching Bad Batch, it's around that time in the lore. So
Okay.
but while the Bad Batch, kind of spent all that time trying to get away from a fight, Maul is trying to stir up a revolution against the Sith. Because remember, Maul was kind of shunned by Palpatine. He was abandoned by Palpatine after he got cut in half and all that, and he renounces the Sith. And so, hang on, let me get a drink.
That's crazy. He's like, man, fuck it, we running up on Palpatine. Yo, that's some gangster shit. That's some Sith shit though, because he's supposed to kill the master to become the master.
Yeah, technically,
Right.
but he's like he still uses he still has force powers. He's still a dope lightsaber duelist. He still has his double saber, but he's no longer a Sith. He's no longer one of the apprentices. He's no longer considers himself a Sith. He's now going to be this gangster and this underworld leader. And so,
when is this taking place? Peace, by the way. What's up, everyone?
Peace.
what up, bro?
When is this taking place? Where he's rebelling against the Sith? That's my first time hearing that.
Yeah, this is taking place during the same time as the Bad Batch show. This is right after Palpatine becomes Emperor, about 20 years before Luke Skywalker and the original trilogy. So it's between the prequels and the trilogy, and the original trilogy. So basically Bad Batch era.
Okay.
And so he wants to go, go against the Sith, and we see this there's the local law enforcement and shit. That's the underworld gangsters, some mob bosses and shit are having a scene, and they kind of pull guns out and shit, and then Maul's fighting that dude he's fighting there is actually the guy from the Ahsoka show. Yeah.
Okay. Where is Jabba? What the Hutts in all this?
They're around.
Okay.
They're
So I know
around.
they're heavy in organized crime and at every level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Their legacy,
Yeah.
except for that one Jabba Jedi.
Jabba Jedi.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure if it's canon or not, but they found out there's a hut that turned out to be a Jedi.
Wow.
It's definitely some Disney bullshit.
Oh man. Wow. I mean,
I'll leave that up to y'all.
how he gonna move and what? Unless he's just using all force skills, because we know how the Hutts are.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been a rogue hut. He probably was one of them descendants that didn't want anything to do with the business. Who knows?
Yeah.
If
True.
it's canon.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. I only. There was some memes shared about it. That's all I know. A couple of people said some things. I don't really know how deep it goes in the lore.
Wow, that'd have been interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. That's why I'm hoping it comes up in one of these shows or movies.
Yeah. Imagine a Wookiee Jedi.
I could actually see that.
But then Wookiees, their emotions, they hardly can control. I mean, they can control them up to a point. After a certain level,
There is a Wookiee Jedi.
oh shit.
Oh, so wow, okay.
Yep.
So where do we find this at? I'm trying to.
Yeah, I want to read that.
Just Google it. Just Google it. It's a Wookiee Jedi. It's crazy.
Okay. So he must master his emotions totally.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things, like wondering like how the fuck. But look at this storm. That's the country.
Well, god damn.
Florida
Yeah,
down
we
there,
about to
right?
get hit tomorrow. It's just cold right here right now.
Herp is really doing this shit.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, that shit is
yeah, man.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's coming up from the south up, or just
It's coming
totally
from like from Texas to New York, like kind of like in that arch,
man.
that diagonal. Yeah.
Yep. We're getting hit with a foot. So they say.
Oh yeah, that's right. You up in Beantown.
Yeah, we in the bean.
Oh, okay. Shit. And I'm over here in Jersey, so yeah, we catching
Yeah,
them.
we gonna catch it.
Hell. Dang.
Yeah, y'all gonna catch it in Jersey, and y'all gonna catch it in Boston. I'm catching it definitely here in Virginia.
Okay, I was about to say you down in VA.
I might where I'm at. I might stay just on the outskirts of it. Like the main core of it might just like if I'm the microphone, the main core, like it might just go just like that. And I'll be just catching like the whole edge of it as it goes by.
Damn.
They already canceled school on Monday. Last time they did that, it didn't even snow. That was funny. We got paid for nothing.
See that 22 degrees? It says 22 degrees. That's me where it says 22 at. And so that's the storm. You see that the purple shit is gonna be right on me.
We at 15.
Yeah, y'all where it says 14 right there. Yeah. New York, that's New York. And y'all above, you see Boston up there on the right.
Why they always trying to fade out Boston, man? I'm offended. It was 3 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
That's what it said. Feels like 4 degrees. Yeah.
It was 3 degrees
this morning. I was like, what the fuck? I let my dog out to go to. He said, what the fuck? And came in. We was both looking at you. Let's get the fuck up in here, man. It's too cold.
Oh, he said he got kicked off. I don't know what happened, bro. If you want to come back in, you can. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. But so yeah, the trailer, we see this little Japanese like little tea scene. And if you look, it's like one of these Japanese tea ceremonies.
Yeah.
And so I love when Star Wars like incorporates Japanese samurai and like Japanese like traditional, and they like because George Lucas, a lot of it he did model after samurai and stuff, and so it's I think that's when Star Wars is the best, when it's sort of like that fantasy mixed with sci-fi. You have that kind of classic old school ancient stuff, but yet it's kind of in this space futuristic seeming sci-fi thing, but like motherfuckers are wearing like robes and shit, and like it's dope. That's what I love about Star Wars. But the gangsters, the Pikes are there. We see them here rather, and we saw them in this is the Book of Boba Fett show, I think, and then Clone Wars. They're like a gangster clan, like the Hutts. Like the Hutts. And like that's
yo, they look fucking ill.
Yeah.
That's
that's Kylo Ren's the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, the Knights of Ren. Yeah, I know about them.
That's them on the left, and the guy in the middle is like the head guy of Ren. He's like Ren.
And if he don't have the same helmet as the dude from almost like the dude from the Sith from what's that shit? The one that nobody was feeling, that Star Wars Kathleen homegirl made.
Kylo Ren.
Not Kylo Ren. Before, remember we was watching that and we're like, nobody likes this joint because it's like Kathleen Acolyte. Remember the shit with that helmet?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yep. You're right. It does. He is a lot like that too, with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did model him after that too.
Yeah. They steal but don't do it right.
Yeah, and then they act like, yeah, man, it's sad.
Well, hopefully they fix it up.
Yeah, they're gonna fix it.
Well,
Hopefully they
yeah.
fix it.
Now that the guy in charge is Dave Filoni, and a lot of people talk shit and they don't like Dave Filoni and they have all these complaints and shit. But here's the thing, he's not Kathleen Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like that right there is a win. That alone is a win. But a lot of people are concerned that he may be a Kathleen Kennedy shill, or like someone that's gonna kind of follow in her footsteps or something. But we know for a fact that, like I said, during the whole run of Kennedy, running shit, he was like peppering in the shit that she said wasn't canon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at even Andor, like when they go, there's all those artifacts and shit and like stuff, throwbacks from video games, from comics, from books. So all that stuff that she said wasn't canon anymore, Dave Filoni has been sneaking in and making canon. Yeah. So I think that's a dude that I think, now that she's gone, has free reign. He doesn't have to sneak anymore. Now he's literally giving us George Lucas's fucking treatment. It's about, this is his, he said it's about the underworld. His whole trilogy was going to be about the underworld. It was going to be about gangsters. It was going to be about the Hutts. It was going to be about bounty hunters, warlords, like lost battalions of what do you call it, stormtroopers that are now like gangsters and shit, like all that.
And I think with anything is like when one regime leaves, the other regime is not going to carry on the last regime. They're going to be like, nah, we're going to do it our way this time. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what needs to happen. Why would you follow in the same footsteps of someone that didn't give the best results?
Exactly.
You want the greatest results. You want to, want to start your legacy. So I think with him taking the mantle, he's going to do something better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hope. I mean, that's the hope, and I think it makes sense. Like that's why I'm happy that it's him and not someone that doesn't care or that I don't know. Because one thing I know about Dave Filoni is he loves Star Wars. He's very passionate about it. Any project he's done, he's literally asked George Lucas to come to the set and be a consultant. Like on Mandalorian, George Lucas was there. He was on the set because of Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy had beef with George Lucas. She didn't like him. They had a beef, and whatever it was,
she shouldn't have been involved. Well,
personal beef, and that's why she basically tried to destroy this shit.
And I believe the higher ups at Disney told her, "Look, you fucked up, man. The money ain't coming in. We paid billions for this. The money ain't coming like it should be coming, and I think it's time for a change, and I need you to leave." I think that's what happened. It wasn't her decision to step down. They forced her out because the money wasn't coming.
Yep.
The money wasn't. Once that money don't come, somebody gotta go.
Because what did we say it was all about? Merchandising, right?
Merchandising.
Well, guess what you don't have from Acolyte? Merch. Guess what you're not selling from Kenobi? Merch.
And then
come on, man. Y'all want to buy some collectibles from Acolyte? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Even with the last trilogies, the merch is still in Ollie's, G.
Yeah, even the Ray shit. No merch. Who's buying Ray figures?
Nobody. So right then and there it tells you like, yo, this is the wrong thing to do. I mean, she has some good rays of light, pun intended, rays of light with Andor, and she had Rogue One. Those were different because she didn't have full input into that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they came out stellar.
Oh, which is why Rogue One was so dope.
Yeah, same with Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
So whatever her hands really touched and she was passionate about didn't garner any money or didn't boost up sales and merch and nothing. So they looked at the paperwork. They were like, "Look, we ain't paying you no more to do some bullshit. You know, you gotta go." So it was a
Basically.
force out. You know what I'm saying? It was a force out by the shareholders, the stock owners
Yeah.
that went to the
The
head of Disney.
CEOs and
Like,
shit.
look,
Right.
either you go or she go.
Yeah, the stockholders they probably pulled Bob Iger's side and they were like,
Yep.
this matriarch thing that she's trying to pull off, it's not working. They probably said, "Hey Bob,
You go.
remember when you no?" They probably said, "Hey Bob, remember when y'all came to us and said Disney needs stuff for boys?
Mhm.
Disney is all about princesses and only guys, male guy, like boys don't fuck with Disney stuff. It's just girls. So
Yeah.
we need stuff for boys. So okay, we gave you billions of dollars to buy Star Wars and Marvel to attract boys.
Exactly.
And what did you do? Down with the patriarchy. Let's feminize the Force.
Yep.
Fuck all that.
Get the
That's
fuck
why-
out of here.
That's why I fell off with Star Wars, because when those new movies came out after the prequels, you know, I was told George Lucas had nothing to do with it, and they were not canon, and I just never got in. I never got into it until recently.
Mm.
And I heard they were not. I got some brothers that say no, we don't even acknowledge it. We didn't even bother to go see it. So I rode with them.
Yeah, the sequels, I don't. That shit ain't canon to me. I don't. Do
Yeah.
not consider it. I do not acknowledge it as canon. I think it's.
But I took y'all advice to check it out. You know, I checked it out, and
I mean,
Yeah.
as a fan, you got to see it just so you know what the fuck.
Yeah. But you know what hurts about that is, like, if
A
you
lot.
want to just wipe that out totally and redo the movie, you know, you had Princess Leia, what's her name, who passed away. It was like, it's sad. You got
yeah.
can't do it over. I mean, you know, the one who played Chewbacca, I keep forgetting his name. He passed away. A lot of pivotal people that were, you know, icons for Star Wars. You know, they're gone or they're old beyond their years. You know.
Yeah. That is the tragic thing.
Yeah, you know.
About it.
So you
But they do
can't
their best. Do their best so we can stick to the story. Get back to business.
Yeah, I mean,
Get back to the fun.
Yeah, I mean, so now we will concentrate on way before or adjacent to the Luke Skywalker story, and just keep it moving in that order, which I think is still be something to look at. I mean, to view, like with this story with Darth Maul. I think this is gonna be tight.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a movie or a series.
Well,
It's an animated series, yeah.
Animated series, but
it's gonna be animated. Oh yeah.
I want them to do a movie with Darth Maul again. Like, that would be sick as a movie too. But I understand where they're at on their budget since Kathleen Kennedy done fucked up the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is Dave Filoni, you know, making animated shit out of the stuff that George Lucas Disney was supposed to make the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Supposed to be based on this storyline that George Lucas laid out. What Filoni's doing is just, okay, we're still going to use that George shit, but we'll make it animated. That way, you know, I can get it past the execs or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how he sneaks it by.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I cannot find the goddamn script.
And when he did Clone Wars, you know,
fuck,
that shit was tough too.
Oh yeah, Clone Wars was awesome.
Yeah. So, but shit, man.
Oh man, where is the damn? I'm trying to find this thing where George laid out the sequel. And it's so interesting. It's so cool to see. Like my mouth was watering. I was like, "Oh my god, you like this is what we could have gotten." Like it's that dope. Like I'm like, bro, like this would have been the best Star Wars anything ever yet. Okay, here it is. Aha. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hold on. All right. Okay. I'd still be working on episode 9 in 2012. I was 69 years old. Okay. So he's talking about why he sold it to Disney. He's saying basically like I thought, I was getting too old. I didn't figure I would be able to, I didn't want to be, damn near 70 making movies. I didn't think I wanted to do Star Wars anymore. Basically, at the time I was starting the next trilogy. He said no. He said, we've been we've been through a war together and there's no other way to describe it. It's intense. We got through it and we had good times and bad times and the pressure and all that stuff that goes on with that, and they're a good group of people, blah blah blah. He said, the guy that's interviewing him, lives, the whole environment that you've created, Lucasfilm, the ranch, ILM, Skywalker Sound, has been inspirational. So I wonder why you passed control of Lucasfilm to Disney in 2012. At that time, this is George. At that time, I was starting the next trilogy. I talked to the actors and I was starting to gear up. I was also about to have a daughter with my wife. It takes 10 years to make a trilogy. Episodes 1 through 3 took from 1995 to 2005. So Paul said, so if you started in 2012, you'd finish in 2022-ish. So George said, I'd still be working on episode 9 in 2012. I was 69. So the question was, am I going to keep doing this the rest of my life? Do I want to go through this again? Finally, I decided that I'd rather raise my daughter and enjoy a life for a while. I could have not sold Lucasfilm and gotten somebody to run the productions, but that isn't retiring. On the Star Wars Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, I tried to stay out of the way, but I couldn't. I was there every day on the set. Even though the people were friends of mine and they did great work, it wasn't the same as me doing it. And it was like being once removed. I knew that it was probably not going to work again that way. I'd be frustrated. I'm one of those micromanager guys, and I still can't help it. So I figured that I'd forgo that and enjoy what I had. And I was looking forward to raising my daughter. Also, I wanted to build a museum, which I always wanted to do. So I was thinking, if I don't do this now, I'll never get it done. I spent my life creating Star Wars, 40 years, and giving it up was very, very painful. But it was the right thing to do. I thought I was going to have a little bit more to say about the next 3 because I'd already started them. But they decided they wanted to do something else. Things don't always work out the way that you want it. Life is like that. George, he said, when I was writing the movies, I tried to make sure that the aliens and the droids got killed, but not people. Duncan said, a lot of stormtroopers died. And George said, that's right. But you didn't know they were people. We did kill 3 humans, and that was unfortunate. I was always bothered by it. And Duncan said, or the interviewer said, why was that? And George said, on the Death Star, when Han and Luke go to prison with Chewie to rescue Leia, they shoot 3 Imperial guys. The guards drew their guns, fired first, but it was still a shame. Paul said, really? And George said, yeah. We very consciously didn't kill very many humans in those movies. And Paul said, what about the stormtroopers? They look robotic, but they're not. And George says, how do you know what they are? And Paul said, did you have a different idea of what they were? And George says, yeah, they started out as clones. Once all the clones were killed, the Empire picked up recruits, like militia. They fought, but they weren't very good at what they did. And that's why they kept missing. And George said, that's why they kept missing. And then after the rebels won, there were no more stormtroopers in my version of the 3rd trilogy. He said, I had planned for the first trilogy to be about the father, the second trilogy to be about the son, and the third trilogy was to be about the daughter and the grandchildren. The daughter?
Okay.
Leia and the grandchildren? Episodes 7, 8, and 9 would take ideas from what happened after the Iraq War. Okay, you fought a war, you've killed everybody. Now what are you going to do? Rebuilding afterwards is harder than starting a rebellion or fighting a war. So when you win the war and you disband the opposing army, what do? The stormtroopers would be like Saddam Hussein's Ba'athist fighters that joined ISIS and kept on fighting. The stormtroopers refused to give up when the Republic win. They want the stormtroopers to be. They want to be stormtroopers forever. So they go to the far corner of the galaxy and start their own country and their own rebellion. There's a power vacuum. There's a power vacuum. So gangsters like the Hutts are taking advantage of the situation, and there is chaos. The key person is Darth Maul, who has been resurrected in the Clone Wars cartoons, and he brings all the gangs together. Is Darth Maul the main villain? George says, yeah, but he's very old. And we have two versions of him. One is with a set of cybernetic legs like a spider, and then later on he has metal legs, and he was a little bit bigger and more of a superhero. We did all this with the animated series, and it was a bunch of episodes. Darth Maul trained a girl, Darth Talon, who was in the comic books as his apprentice. She was the new Darth Vader, and most of the action was with her. So these were the two main villains of the trilogy. Maul eventually becomes the godfather of crime in the universe because as the Empire falls, he takes over. The movies are about how Leia, who else is going to be the leader, is trying to build the Republic. They still have the apparatus of the Republic, but they get it under control from the gangsters. That was the main story. It starts out a few years after Return of the Jedi. We establish pretty quickly that there's this underworld, and there are these offshoot stormtroopers who started their own planets, and that Luke is trying to restart the Jedi. He puts the word out. So out of 100,000 Jedi, maybe 50 or 100 are left. And that's our answer, guys, for after Order 66. George says there's only 50 or 100 left. So all these shows and games, the Jedi have to grow again from scratch. So Luke has first 2 and 3-year-olds to train them. Because remember, Jedi start at 2 or 3 years old. All this shit about that Disney said that Qui-Gon came and told Obi-Wan, you should let Luke live a little while. Let him grow up first before you train him as a Jedi. No Jedi would ever say that. Remember in the prequels when they said Anakin was too old? Motherfucker was 8. You got to be 3. You got to be 2 years old. Remember those little toddlers in the prequels? That's where they start you as a toddler. If you are not,
they recognize it since you're an infant.
Yeah, your force sensitivity when you're a toddler and shit, and then they take them. Like they would go to the parents and be like, your child is force sensitive, and we need him for the Jedi ranks. And basically, like you gave him up.
Damn.
So yeah, the Jedi were not as like righteous as it's made out to be, not in any way, and that's kind of how they ended up falling. But
that's wild. They like wow. I'm not gonna.
So
that script sounds crazy. The Star Troopers start their own planet.
Oh, and then he said it'll be 20 years before you have a new generation of Jedi. So Luke's basically got these kids he's raising as Jedi. So that's sort of it. By the end of the trilogy, Luke will have rebuilt much of the Jedi and would have the renewal of the New Republic, with Leia, Senator Organa, becoming the Supreme Chancellor in charge of everything. So she ended up being the Chosen One. The Chosen One was not Luke, was not Anakin, it was Leia. This is George Lucas. This is his story. Fuck what you think and what you like. This is his story.
That's
Yeah.
that. Then let's come on. Let's get to it. I want to see that.
Yeah. The midichlorians started the birth process in Anakin's mother. The wills, which are these beings that he calls WHILLS, wills, he said the wills communicated the command to the midichlorians, which activated the DNA that germinated the egg. That's why Anakin doesn't have a father. He was, in a bizarre, a metaphorical way, touched by God, but in this case, they happen to be the one-celled animals called midichlorians. So
Oh,
George Lucas, that's what the Force is all about. He's got these little one-celled amoeba creatures called midichlorians. They are what basically create the Force and all that in the cells of humans. Paul Duncan says, it reminds me of Perseus and Hercules and the other heroes of mythology who received their powers from the gods, usually because Zeus fathered them. Zeus is the absent father. The theme of fatherhood, or lack of it, runs through the saga. Qui-Gon doesn't quite become a father figure for Anakin, I don't think, but it's clearly somebody in a person of authority who he then loses. Then Obi-Wan becomes a father figure, and later Palpatine. The theme continues with Luke and even Jango Fett and the Kaminoans. Kaminoans are making all these clones of him. Yet he asked for one to be unaltered so that he can be the father. Jango Fett, Boba Fett. Jango was the father to thousands, but he wanted a son that was not altered to be obedient. He wanted him to have his own personality and his ability to be self-sufficient. Do the other characters like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Palpatine have that fatherly feeling also? George said, I think so. I think ultimately that they want to mentor someone to pass on their knowledge and training to someone else. That's part of fatherhood. So I don't know whether you'd call it fathering, but it comes very close. Mentor and father are pretty much the same issue. Duncan said, Palpatine acts in a fatherly fashion. George said he's acting like a father, but what he's trying to do is recruit Anakin to be his trainee, his apprentice. And he's doing that because he knows that he has a high midichlorian count, so that he could be a powerful Sith Lord, even more powerful than Palpatine. It's like he's trying to build a better spaceship or a better gun. More than he's a father, he sees him as a weapon for the dark side. So he's a false father, wanting to control him. Obi-Wan, more of an elder brother. George Lucas said, he's like the reluctant elder brother saying, you're not leaving with him. You're not leaving him with me. I don't want to babysit him anymore. I want to go out and do something good. He's almost like Han Solo, except Obi-Wan has character and takes responsibility. Han Solo would have left him out in the desert planet somewhere. That's George. Paul said, when I first saw the films, I undervalued Obi-Wan because I followed Anakin's story, but Obi-Wan became more important to me than when I rewatched the movies. George said he changed in the course of his story because if he hadn't done battle with Anakin, Anakin would have become very, very powerful and would probably have gone on to be the emperor of the universe. So if Obi-Wan and Anakin didn't have that fight, Anakin would have ended up being like, yeah, the emperor of the universe. At the end of their duel, Obi-Wan is so personally attached to Anakin that he couldn't kill him, couldn't bear to see him die. George said he's human. The Jedi are not superheroes. They're regular people like the rest of us. We all have midichlorians. We all have the Force within us. We can all do what the Jedi can do, but we're not trained. Rey, Kathleen Kennedy, you can't just fucking be a badass Jedi because you're special. Everyone has the Force. Everyone has the potential to be a Jedi. Some people have higher counts of midichlorians. Some people are a little more Force sensitive, and those are the ones that Jedi choose. But anyone can be trained in these ways. Anyone can be trained to harness the Force and use it. You just won't be as good as others who are more Force sensitive. But everyone can be trained. But according to George here, if you're not trained, you're just like anybody else. We all have midichlorians. We all have the Force within us. We all can be Jedi, but we're not trained. And the secret is training. You need somebody to train you because it won't come by its own. You don't say, oh, gee, I think I can see the future now. It's a fallacy that you can get something for nothing.
Mm.
If you have the talent and you work hard, then you'll achieve something. But if you have the talent and you don't work hard, you won't. Which is everyone's big complaint with Rey, because she's just like a Mary Sue. She's just like automatically a badass, automatically a force sensitive, automatically like the most powerful Jedi, and she never got trained. It's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I could go on, but that's the movie, and so we're seeing all those things, right? The gang. So remember the stormtroopers that go off far in the galaxy to start their own thing.
Yeah.
Remember the Ahsoka show?
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn and the stormtroopers off starting their own thing. You now have the female Twi'lek. You have Darth Maul being the Lord of the Underworld. This is all right from George's sequel trilogy. So that's why I think Filoni is the man for the job, even though you may or may not like him. Personally, he needs to fucking leave that shit kicker hat at home. But he's a Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? He loves this shit. And so it's like we always say, man, if somebody's a comic fan, like James Gunn, they're gonna make dope comic movies.
Yeah.
If you hate comic books, if you hate Star Wars, like Kathleen Kennedy, you're gonna make ass.
Right.
Well, let me see here. Let me see. That's it. Okay, so the next Marvel show that's coming out is called Wonder Man. It'll be out shortly. I've seen a few of the episodes already because we have it's like a press kind of pass thing. Before I tell you about that though, I can't tell you a lot about it. There's an embargo, so we're not allowed to say too much. But just a quick rehash. He-Man, a few of the check out the comparisons. Check out the OG with the new. The OG with the new.
Roboto.
OG with the new. OG with the new. OG with the new.
Stratos and Mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Spikor. Ram Man. Trapjaw. Fisto.
Evelyn.
Beastman.
Beastman.
No. Skeletor.
I'll get you, He-Man.
I have the power. So,
Hi, I'm Adam, Prince of Eternia and Defender of the Secrets of Castle Grayskull.
spit it.
This is Kramer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secrets will appear to me the day I held up my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull.
Dope.
I have an erection.
Oh, damn.
So he goes
That's
into
my brother Big Cup.
yeah. That's where he gets the sword. It's sitting in like that shop, and there's the original He-Man kind of sort of, and then he's holding the sword, and he has to come like steal it. So like that case, that glass case there in the background, there's like real toys in there. It's pretty cool.
So wait a minute, it's taking place on Earth, is it?
No. It starts out on Earth. You see Adam here in his office, all depressed. But then he gets whatever. Somehow he realizes he has to get the sword, and he gets transported back to Eternia in a spaceship with Tila. They bring him back to Eternia.
Right.
And he's chilling. You see Grayskull, everything's all fucked up. It looks like actually I noticed now there's some red vines. Wait, what the fuck?
On the Gray skull, right?
Yeah. God damn it. Hold on.
So it seems like they're mixing up the story a little bit because I know the Queen came from Earth. She was an astronaut in the original series.
No, they're
But
keeping
somehow
that. They're keeping that. They're keeping
Yeah,
that.
he
Oh,
still
okay.
that. That's why.
Basically, what it is he's yeah, she's an astronaut. She comes to Eternia, has He-Man with the king, and then to hide the sword and He-Man, she sends them back to Earth. So He-Man grows up on Earth thinking that all his childhood memories of Eternia were his imagination. And while he's thinking that, here pops Beastman attacking him, or maybe Tila comes in and tells him, or I'm thinking probably he gets attacked and they're like, yo, you got to find the sword. And I'm thinking he finds the sword, some shit, I don't know. So he realizes he's He-Man, he got to go back. So Tila takes him back to Eternia to protect the castle probably and fight Skeletor. So that's probably what we're gonna see. That's kind of the gist.
That's crazy how the Queen is gonna have twins just like Luke and Leia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's gonna be some wild stuff.
Yeah,
twins.
Maybe Skeletor. We see in the beginning Skeletor, helps Hordak steal his sister.
Oh shit! They say it's snowing now. Let me go see.
So now I wonder if they're going to go with the original storyline of Skeletor being Prince Adam's uncle,
Keldor, yeah.
Keldor. But they changed it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Grayskull.
Yeah. It's gonna be the movie of the summer.
I'm a little skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little skeptical, but I'm going to check it out.
It's snowing. Snowing like a motherfucker. Yep. Lord willing, the power.
Stay warm and be safe.
I just, as long as the power stays on, we're good. Power goes out, I'm at the goddamn light up the fireplace and watch my phone, sleep in the living room by the fireplace.
Oh dang, that's old school.
I mean, what else would you do if the power goes out? What else are you gonna do?
Or layer up.
What would you do?
Layer up.
What'd you say?
Layer up.
Layer up.
Yeah. Put on multiple layers of clothing, blankets, by the fireplace. Call it a night.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Probably kind of face the couch to the thing and make a bed out there.
Get your flashlight handy. Some of those battery operated lighting.
Got some candles. Got the phones. I can always charge my phone in the car. So
there you go. There you go. Get the comic book handy. Read some dope comic books.
Exactly. Now that's damn. I can't tell if that's Idris Elba or not. I think
that is Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I seen the trailer earlier.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's definitely in the trailer. There's that Roton thing blasting up Eternia. We see it like literally blowing up shit, flying around, blowing up shit. There's that collector thing coming down. And look at these skull warriors dudes on the side. They're y'all see their armor? It's kind of like a skeleton. That's dope. They look dope. Can y'all see them?
Yep.
Okay. And then there's Skeletor. Loving that it's just a fucking skull with no flesh on it, no eyeballs in there or anything stupid, nothing that lets you know it's Jared Leto. Sword looks great.
I think Skeletor is my favorite villain of the 80s. Honestly.
Word?
I think so.
More than Vader?
I don't think Vader was a villain.
Huh?
Darth Vader you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a villain.
Well, I mean, he's known as a villain.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's known as one, but I think he's the one. I think he's the one that actually victim. I think he was playing that role just to get close to the emperor. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, if that's the case, then he would have killed the emperor when he had a chance many times.
Which
But
he did. Technically,
he only killed him when the emperor was trying to kill Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
he would have always been obedient, because the reason that he followed the emperor is because the emperor promised him that he would be able to cheat death or learn the power to one day hopefully bring back his mom and Padme from death.
Mm-hmm.
And he
I'll put it to you like this: as far as the '80s cartoons, it's either Skeletor or Megatron.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Megatron. Yeah. Cobra Commander, Megatron, and Skeletor were all dope.
Cobra Commander, that was my dude too. He was just funny.
Oh yeah. Man, she looking like
it was playing Man at Arms.
Yeah,
I gotta think about that one.
Mumro was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's your Tila. And yeah, I was watching the original He-Man cartoon the other day. The first episode, they mentioned that Tila is the best warrior on Eternia.
Yeah, I heard you when I said that.
Yeah. Which
I think that's what it was in the series as well.
I know a lot of all the anti-woke people are gonna get all upset when they make her the most powerful or the best warrior in the show, and they're not gonna know that that's actually how it originally was.
Yeah, that's in the original cartoon. Yeah, she was like the top notch.
Also, She-Ra was more powerful than He-Man, but she's his twin, just like Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember that too. But I remember.
Hordak was Skeletor's boss.
And teacher. He also was a teacher of Skeletor, a mentor, so to speak.
Taught him the sorcery and shit. The Skeletor is basically a sorcerer. That's basically what he is.
Mm-hmm. That's how he got his skin burnt off.
Right.
Trying to do the
spell, yeah. There's Battle Cat or Cringer. We don't know yet. I'm sure we'll get to see him with armor on at some point. They're saving that for the movie, because they didn't, they had to give us a lot in this trailer, because we were all miffed, that we were all pissed when we found out it was going to be taking place even partially on Earth, because we were so upset because of the Dolph Lundgren movie that fucked us over and was all the way on Earth and just totally ripped us off. So we were afraid that was going to happen again. As soon as we heard starting out on Earth, we were like, wrote it off. This movie's going to be ass. Fuck that. And we started to see little set photos and shit, and I started to be like, okay, that looks like Grayskull. That actually looks kind of dope. And I'm like, it might start on Earth, but everything from the cartoon might be in the Eternia stuff, and that would be pretty sick. And now with this trailer, we're literally seeing that. We're seeing like, but yes, they did. What do you call it? They did give us some. Oh, look at that! What is that? The upside down cities hanging from the stalactites. Oh, that's crazy work. This is stuff that's not even in the trailer, I don't think. Uh-oh, there he is. I have the power. There he is. There's full He-Man get up.
I remember there was an episode on the original series where he turned into He-Man, as he pointed his sword to Cringer. Cringer was like, whoa, now we ain't doing that today.
Here's fucking
that was a
Skeletor.
funny episode.
Yeah, He-Man. One thing about the He-Man show is they pumped out an episode every day.
Skeletor.
So a lot of the when you're putting out an episode every day, the quality's gonna suffer. Yeah. So the first episode was definitely the best.
Of course, usually,
Yeah. Yeah, that is it
Now, there's
for him.
one character, my favorite character. I don't think he's going to be in the movie.
Who?
Many Faces, man. My man, Many Faces going to be in there.
I hope Triclops is gonna be in it. Oh, he is.
Triclops
Triclops.
or Many Faces? Oh,
Triclops
Triclops.
is gonna be in it. Many faces they haven't mentioned, but it seems to me like a no brainer. I think all those main like characters like that, you got to do them. But I mean, having
I mean,
he
Many Faces only showed up one episode, honestly, but
right, but he was a super popular toy because
yeah, he was very
face
popular.
around. Yeah, so everybody wanted to have the toy. So a lot of the characters were more popular as the toy.
But I think if Manny Faces were to be in it, it'd probably be in the next movie.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. I think this is going to be a trilogy. Well, we know if it's successful, they're going to do a sequel, and I'm
Yeah.
sure they've already got one written up, or at least an idea of what it's going to be if it does succeed. And like Raw Talk said, I think this is going to be a fucking banger movie. I think it's going to make lots of money and be very, very successful.
Okay, I am skeptical, but I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Hope so.
I mean,
Really,
look
they don't
at
this one up.
the special effect. Like, look how good it looks.
Yeah,
Like, this
no, it's looking pretty. Looks pretty bussin'.
I mean, that is just official, bro. It doesn't look super like overly CGI, and it definitely looks like there's plenty of real live effects. I mean, that set is real. That's not a green screen. We're not green screening it out. They're definitely doing a lot of practical effects, which is, I think, the hallmark of a great special effects is when you mix CGI and special effects or physical effects. Like you got to have everything is physical, and if you need to spruce something up or make it dope or make it outside of reality, then you throw the CGI on it.
Ooh.
Like here, that's Skeletor, but they threw some CGI lightning. Here's Skeletor, some CGI like smoke and lightning, but that's a physical body Skeletor. That's not a CGI Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
And in this day and age, that is saying a lot.
Wait a minute. There's another character we're forgetting. Orko.
Orko, I think, is one that may not make it in the movie. Sadly, because I think he's a little too comic relief goofiness. He's a little too like, what is he? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
And he's owned by a different. He was made by, I keep forgetting because Daredevil said last night.
Oh, really?
He's owned by a different
owner.
Like it's like a Jack Kirby thing.
Oh, so he's owned by Filmation?
No, he maybe Filmation or the artist who created Orko owns the rights to Orko, and you would have to license Orko to be in the movie. That's why Orko wasn't in the first movie.
It said he was specifically created by Filmation to provide comic relief in the animated series. So yes, he's not.
Okay.
He's not, like the people who wrote and made up He-Man didn't make him, but like the studio was like, Filmation was like, we need something for the kids.
Yeah, make it funny.
So that would be a separate payment to whoever's doing the movie. They would have to pay Filmation
Yeah, and it says here, the character was not originally developed for the 80s toy line, but was instead created by Filmation to provide comic relief in the He-Man Master Universe series. Orko is a Trollon, a race of beings from the extra-dimensional world of Trolla. Like all Trollons, Orko appears to be a diminutive blue humanoid capable of floating in midair, whose appearance is completely hidden underneath the robe.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a Jawa.
Yeah.
Just like a Jawa.
He's not allowed to show his face.
There's a lot of similarities with Masters of the Universe and Star Wars.
It is, bro. I'm seeing that now. The twins, the female and the male, and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
that Skeletor, Vader, and
Hordak Emperor.
Yeah.
But remember, it might be a close resemblance to Star Wars was the the popular brand at the time. And when He-Man and the action figures came out, they were meant to be generic throwaway figures that you get at Walgreens or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they end up just becoming a hit.
I think on the toys that made us that show,
Yeah.
I think they go into Masters of the Universe and how it was formed and why they made that, because they were in Renaissance where toys and merch was happening, and Star Wars was the template, the pinnacle. So you had to
the popular series.
Yeah. You know, so they had to do something other than what Star Wars was doing. Because like when Star Wars was made the toys, you had a lot of other intergalactic toy brands out there that was copying Star Wars. So they decided to go into another direction with barbarians and magic and technology. So you know, they got the best of all worlds.
Because before He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Filmation had Black Star.
Yeah.
You know?
Brave Star, you mean?
Well, Brave Stars came out. That was the Native American sheriff.
Yeah.
That came out later. Black Star.
I remember Black Star now.
Yeah, that came out in 81. That used to be a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, where an astronaut crashed into another dimension, and he ended up being the savior of those little pink people. You know, same, well, close to the same premise.
Yeah, Buck Rogers, like mostly.
Yeah, that type of sci-fi.
Yeah. When I was talking about the CGI and practical effects, could y'all see this? Because I was saying like Skeletor with the CGI lightning and shit, and I was saying like the background's not CGI, but I don't know if y'all can see this at the time. I just looked at it and I don't think this was showing, was it?
I don't think so.
Well, when I was saying like, yeah, the practical effects here, like this is like a live set. It's not like they're not on a green screen like a lot of movies now they do, like especially with like MCU and shit like that. You got a lot of practical effects. You have like live sets and real costumes that are not CGI suits and stuff like that. But it's great. Like you see this real good mix of practical and CGI. Like that's a real guy in a blue rubber suit and shit like that with CGI smoke and shit. It's not like a CGI, character, which is dope for the and also, you know what else is dope about that too? It's really a sign of like the 80s, and like they know they're making this for like Gen X people.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah. And we remember from our, days when special effects were practical.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's what's needed, and I think that's what a lot of these other movies are. They're missing that point. We're the ones that grew up on it, but
yeah.
Stop trying to attract fans that don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop trying to attract people that don't care.
Right. Exactly.
Yo, we're trying to get people into comic books. They don't want to be into comic books.
They don't.
You can't attract them.
That's okay. Let them do what they do.
Yeah, there you go.
They got their own stuff too. The Darth Maul show though already has major connections to the Ahsoka series too. The Imperial Inquisitors, that dude that he was fighting, in the scene, this guy here, he's from the Ahsoka show.
When did
he was that dude, the guy with the knight armor? The Darth Maul show. It comes out on the sometime in April.
Oh,
yeah,
April 20th.
I don't know.
That's my birthday. It has to come on April 20th. That's my birthday.
Could be. Actually, it's April 6th. April 6th. Yeah, it comes out April 6th. But yeah, he's fighting the Inquisitor there from Ahsoka. That's the dude. And 2 Imperial Inquisitors are in this in the Maul show right? They were sent by Palpatine, who is trying to wipe out, other threats and other Force users and the Jedi and also Maul. And so they are hunters that hunt Jedis and Force users. That's what the Inquisitors are. But one Imperial Inquisitor is Marok, who is also known as Fifth Brother. And Marok first debuted in the 2023 live-action Ahsoka series as Morgan Elsbeth's masked enforcer during the New Republic era. That said, he was ultimately revealed to be a corpse reanimated by a Night Sister Magix following his defeat in a duel with Ahsoka herself. So he's literally a guy Ahsoka killed, reanimated by the witches. The other Inquisitor is Sixth Brother, who appeared and died in 2022's animated Tales of the Jedi series. You may remember what he looked like, had like a weird vulture face. Here, this guy. The guy I was just talking about is this guy. This the knight. Looks like a knight mask, a knight helmet. So if you remember from the Ahsoka show, yeah, he was in the Ahsoka show. He didn't say anything and shit. So, yeah. But so yeah, that Sixth Brother with the vulture face that died, Ahsoka killed him too during the dark times, and his presence in the Maul show is confirming that it is set before the Ahsoka third Tales of the Jedi episode. Remember Tales of the Jedi, the animated show? You got to watch those. You have to watch Tales of the Jedi. It's imperative.
Yeah,
and
I checked it out.
Yes. Now, further anchoring the new Maul series within the larger Star Wars timeline, basically. And so I think it's going to be both, canon connected to the Filoni verse, and it's also going to have a lot of connections to the original George Lucas script, which is awesome. But it may also set up Ahsoka season 2. It's probably going to be something connected there because we see the Inquisitors and shit. But beyond the Inquisitors, you see locations and lore that may matter in Ahsoka 2, and that's because the trailer features Maul joined by new Zabrak allies, which suggests that he returns to Dathomir. Likewise, both of Maul's previous Dark Times experiences in the movie Solo and Rebels confirmed that he was at one point active on Dathomir. Dathomir is expected to play a key role in the Ahsoka show after Grand Admiral Thrawn and the Night Sisters, Great Mothers, were shown in the planet's orbit at the end of Ahsoka first season. So, according to most theories, it is highly likely that they intend to raise an army of the dead on the dark planet. So keeping that in mind, Maul revisiting his homeworld in Shadow Lord could perhaps offer revelations about Dathomir and its future role with the Imperial Remnant, the zombie stormtroopers from Ahsoka, during the New Republic era. So at any rate, this sort of the ties to Ahsoka in the Shadow Lord, I think, are pretty cool. Yeah, and will probably lead up to Ahsoka.
Okay.
Yeah. But lastly, Wonder Man has been premiered in LA. So we got to see a bunch of the episodes, and it was pretty dope.
It was actually good.
It subverts what we expect from the MCU, right? Yeah, it's very, very unique approach. It's very different from anything we've seen in the MCU. Very, very different. It's like about a regular guy with powers who wants to save his city and be like Spider-Man, but well, that's kind of, I guess that's kind of what most of the MCU shits are like. But this is kind of more about a guy with powers who wants to fulfill his dreams of playing a fictional superhero in a movie, in a show, and become a Hollywood star using his powers, to do that. So basically, he is a guy with powers, but he doesn't want to be a superhero. He wants to be a star, a Hollywood star. So the guy who was playing Wonder Man, who is a famous movie superhero in this universe, dies, and they have to recast. Sound familiar? Well, they recast Wonder Man, who we all know as a Caucasian man, with a black actor.
Okay. I was about to ask. Is the original Wonder Man at least involved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They do show you that it's
now. Is this 616 or another universe?
It's MCU universe.
So it's 616. Okay.
MCU 616. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a dope. There's like a dope. I don't know. It's a cool twist. It definitely challenges the audience to think about, the MCU in a new way. And the actors, you have Ben Kingsley, and then the guy playing Wonder Man. His name is Yaya. I forget his last name. But it's a dope buddy duo. Not a lot of action hero stuff. Not a lot of. It's more of a comedy. The heroes, so to speak, or the characters in this are more interested in achieving their Hollywood dreams to become great actors in Hollywood and stars than they are in doing any superhero work or saving anyone or anything like that. And that's cool. That's fine. If superhero fatigue is a thing, this kind of cuts it. Right? This cuts it. So that's kind of
Marvel was always big on that kind of storyline, though. I've heard that before. Marvel.
Yeah. And the guy that developed it, Simon Williams, basically said that he had free reign, that the MCU basically let him do whatever, but they were also allowed to develop whether or not he's a mutant in hiding, because that's kind of like what they're saying about the mutants, is that they've always been there. They're just kind of been laying low, and this Wonder Man, the guy that's playing Wonder Man, he's not actually Wonder Man. He's the guy that's playing Wonder Man. He is just some guy with powers, right? So he very well could be a mutant. Whether he's a mutant character we've ever heard of or not, I don't think. But that could be, which I hope I hope it's Bishop or some shit. I hope it's I like, that would be great. But
that would be crazy.
It would be crazy, but it's not. But that'd be dope. But it's not. But it'll be. But I'm thinking the MCU's plan is to create and cast a new roster of X-Men, which they'll probably call X people or something, or mutants or whatever. They probably won't use the word X-Men for reasons. But we're talking about a team not made up of Storm, well, maybe Storm, but not Cyclops and Logan and Beast and all, and the main Colossus, the characters we know. It's going to be made up of Kamala Khan, probably like Riri Williams and fucking Kate Bishop and fucking and Wonder Man and these other characters that they've made up for the MCU or made into mutants. Like Kamala Khan was an Inhuman. She was not a mutant. But literally for the MCU, they made her a mutant, and Kevin Feige literally cornered the writer of the comic of Kamala Khan at the time, the guy who was writing Kamala Khan, and forced him to change his story and make Kamala Khan die and become a mutant because they were doing it in the MCU. So that's where it started. That's where we first learned that that's why Marvel comics have begun to suck, is because they're literally told now that they have to all feed into or somehow complement or somehow go along with the MCU. And a lot of it, they have to foreshadow what the MCU is going to do, because the MCU wants the ability, they want the right to say, when fans are like, that's bullshit, that's made up, that's not in the comics, they want to say, yeah, it is. See, it's in the comics. Well, you fucking put it there for the movie, so it doesn't count. But in their mind, it counts. So that's what's happening with comics. That's why Marvel comics generally suck until we had the Ultimate Universe come, because the Ultimate Universe is the one thing that is not in any way connected to the MCU. They had a loophole because it's this separate Ultimate Universe, and that's a beautiful line of comics. They're great, and they're about to kind of fold into a new event called Armageddon, and it looks phenomenal. It's coming out. It's sort of starting in June. It basically starts off. It's Chip Zdarsky, which is one of the best writers in comics, especially for like this kind of shit. But yeah, it's starting in June. Armageddon will impact the entire Marvel universe, changing the changing the face of Earth's mightiest heroes in a way not seen since Avengers Disassembled, the event that redefined the team for the 21st century. Groundwork for the event will be laid in upcoming storylines in Zdarsky and Vallejo's Shitty's Captain America, as well as recent developments in the Ultimate Universe, specifically Miles Morales returning home with origin boxes in Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion #5. The origin of the end, Armageddon assembles June 2026. Armageddon, yeah. So it's gonna be dope. And this is the Captain America. So Captain America and a new title called Wolverine: Weapons of Armageddon will pave the way for the next chapter, the next event, this epic thing here. So yes, this April, Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon #3 and Captain America #9 and 10 delivered 3 key chapters in lead up to the Armageddon event, a new Marvel Comics. The Road to Armageddon, an upcoming Marvel Comics event written by Chip Zdarsky, officially begins this month in Captain America #6. So right now it's out. I think Captain America #6 is where it starts. I haven't gotten it yet, and I plan to very like next week. But Zdarsky will also set the stage in Wolverine: Weapons of Armageddon, a 4-issue prelude series kicking off next month. Both series team Zdarsky up with top artists. Captain America, Wolverine, let's see. Armageddon picks up in the aftermath of One World Under Doom. So the One World Under Doom comic, that series that came out, is sort of also the prelude to this. And basically, with global tensions rising to determine the fate of Latveria, it's up to Captain America and the all-new Shield to prevent various groups from erupting into all-out war, including one with startling connection to Doom's legacy. Meanwhile, Wolverine investigates a mysterious new super soldier serum program, but it's too late to stop them from creating a deadly new Weapon X. All this while origin boxes brought over from the 616 from the new Ultimate Universe begin to surface, giving rise to new heroes and ushering in a next era of Avengers. It's going to be sick. Captain America #9 of Armageddon assembles. There's Cap 10 right there. There's Wolverine Armageddon. That I cannot wait. That's the new Weapon X right there.
Weapon X. Dang.
I assume that's the new Weapon X.
Dang. That look crazy.
Yeah. That shit crazy. Raw Talk snoring away.
Yeah, long day, Raw Talk.
Long day.
All right, man. That might be me one day. So
yeah, get them hours in. Shit, that was me last. That was me last week. Shit.
Oh, you fell asleep. You fell asleep on your show.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I was tired as fuck. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to show you guys before we wrapped it, and it's all about toys.
Yeah, while you're looking for that, Wonder Man comes out on my father's birthday.
Yeah, it officially will come out on Disney Plus, where everyone else can watch it.
What's my
what's the date? What's the date?
my phone acting up?
What's your dad's birthday?
All right, y'all hear me?
Yeah. What's your dad's birthday?
January 27th.
Okay.
1927.
Yeah. So that's when y'all be able to see Wonder Man is on the 27th.
Wonder Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Tuesday. Yeah, I think that's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's 24. Yep, Tuesday.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Secret Wars, huh?
Yes, sir. Well, the Marvel Legends Wave 2 for 2026, we can expect to see Constrictor, Classic Falcon, Daredevil finally, an unknown Spider-Man, which version? Probably Black Suit, Absorbing Man, and Magic. And this is for the Secret Wars wave, and this was the old school Secret Wars figures, how they looked back in the day. And this red suit Daredevil is something Marvel Legends needs very badly right now. We have not had a red suit Daredevil in years, bro.
Yeah, that's the classic one I remember. I mean, I think the original one was yellow, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember the red.
Yeah, the first Daredevil had some yellow. Yeah, yellow. And then this is coming out on the 5th. And I can't wait. The OG Ghost Rider with the red bike.
One of my favorite, one of my top 5 Marvel characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of him, apparently the Avengers Doomsday movie is going to end, or at least Secret Wars, or one of the two. Apparently with Ghost Rider, being like a big part of the ending or something. So that'll be dope.
Now, is he going to be played by the same dude from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Or is it going to be someone else?
No. Who played? Oh, you mean that was Danny Reyes, right? Yeah, that was Danny Reyes.
I think so. I honestly never finished it, but
it might be, but I think it's going to be Johnny Blaze though. At least I hope so.
Okay, so it's going to be Johnny Blaze. Okay.
The reason I'm excited for this,
I know who's playing him.
Huh?
Just want to know who's playing him.
Yeah, Nicolas we don't Cage? Know who's play him. Nah, we don't know who's going to play him, but it won't be Nick Cage. No, that was not the MCU. But this bike right here, this is going to be for my Dreadnought. This is going to be for Torch. I'm going to paint it so it doesn't look all red. Put chrome and black and stuff on it. Make the tires black and put chrome on it, because they need a bike. Like I have Ripper and I have Buzzer, has the Punisher and the Wolverine bike, and now Torch is going to have the Ghost Rider bike. It's fucking perfect.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
I like Ghost Rider in black personally.
Yeah, I mean this is the old school one. I already have the black one, so
I gotta get the black one.
Yeah, you got to get the black one first. Then he has this cool head sculpt too, which I've never seen before. This is the first time they've ever made it. It's like a flaming skull.
That's dope.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's my dude right there.
Mm-hmm. And then we're getting a March 3rd, finally, a diamond form Emma Frost, which I just got my first Emma Frost figure, so this will be cool. This will actually be my first Emma Frost figure that's not from X-Men the animated series, or X-Men the animated series, X-Men 97. That's the Emma Frost I got. It's the only Emma Frost I got. So I do need like an OG Emma Frost to go with the squad, and she's perfect. She's
nice.
Perfect. And this dude I just got, just ordered anyway. The Abomination.
Abomination. Oh yeah.
And you see this packaging that he's in with the green bricks and shit and the Incredible Hulk logo down here. It's part of a new series. He's the first figure in a new series of figures that are going to have this packaging, and they're going to be all Hulk characters.
So that means the leader, Absorbing Man,
maybe that, and then also like
Dr. Samson,
Hulk, like Immortal Hulk, Devil Hulk, Savage Hulk, stuff like
World
that.
Breaker.
Yeah, shit like that.
I doubt they'll do World Breaker.
You never know. I wouldn't put it past them because they got a maestro. Nimrod just came out, and he is now available, and I'm super excited about Nimrod. He's the dopest. He's the best. He's the baddest Sentinel on the planet.
Yeah. He's a problem.
Oh yeah, big time.
Nimrod's a problem.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it for the Legends. And
whoa, what was that? Did I just see a pink iron?
What?
Did I just see a pink iron?
Yeah, with the heart. Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day fucking bullshit.
Oh my god,
stupid shit. Now this is all that.
I mean, not iron light. Could get at the iron heart.
Yeah, right. Here is the April solicitations for the comics. This is Superman, Spider-Man, Superman #1.
Okay, what we got?
You got all the Superman in the background. There's all the.
You said Spider-Man and Superman?
See?
I don't see it. I don't see anything.
You don't see it? Oh.
No, I just see. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right.
Yeah. It's a fold-out wraparound cover. So, yeah. This part on the right is the front with Vulture, Spidey, Spider-Ham. Who else? We got Black Cat in the background over here on the right. There's Sandman way in the background over here. Look, got Mary Jane down here in the bottom right corner. There's Carnage down in the bottom. Superboy, Brainiac. There's Ben Reilly, Doc Ock, Ghost Spider.
See her.
There's Cyborg Superman in the back. There's that little tiny dude. I forget his name. He's a DC.
Mr. Blip.
Oh yeah.
I can never pronounce his name. That's the whole thing with him. You gotta know how to pronounce his name or something like that.
Oh
Blip.
And there's Bizarro down there. There's Cyborg Superman down there actually. So who's this guy? That must be Steel over here. Yeah, that's Steel.
Lex.
Yeah, Lex Luthor in the green power suit. Miles and Venom biting his ass.
Dr. Octopus, I see.
Yeah, Supergirl. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool cover.
Oh, nice.
I like it. I like it a lot. And then, oh yeah, I can't wait.
Captain Marvel.
And what else? Superman, Spider-Man #1. It's another cover with Cardiac on it. A Cardiac figure we just got from Marvel Legends. So now they're giving us some comic content. That's cool. I don't know who this dude is. He looks pretty interesting.
I think that Nighthawk.
No. He's got no face. He's got these weird like tendril things all over his chest, and then instead of 3 Wolverine claws, he's got 3 like Omega Red tendrils. Very weird.
Mm.
Look at that. All those tendrils, that's from his hands. That's pretty cool. Can't wait to see who he is. There's some more covers. Oh, that's dope.
Oh yeah. Oh. Well, they had a bad day.
Thor and Steel.
Black Steel.
Now, Ultimate Wolverine is dope. And that's dope. Fuck, I need those. What else? We got the Ultimates. We got Endgame. I can't wait to read this. Endgame. Ultimates has been incredible. It's been the best comics that we've had since the MCU started fucking up comics. For Marvel, you have the Ultimate Universe, and for DC, the only good comics going on is the Absolute Universe.
I have not bought a DC comic in so long.
Yeah, I buy a lot of Batman comics and shit. Here's Venom.
Actually, you know what? The last one I bought was Death in the Family and the Laughing. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. I bought this graphic novel about the Joker all around the world. What's it called?
Yeah.
Joker. Wait a minute. Got it right over here. It's called. Yeah, Joker in the World. That's the last DC joint I bought. That was a few months ago.
That's dope.
About that.
That's so Spider-Man has been Venom before, but he's never been Carnage until now. In Spider-Man #27, Amazing Spider-Man 27, he becomes Carnage.
That's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. There's 2 different colors. And then you got Spider-Versity, some corny YA shit. Huh?
What does it say? Say that. Go. Wait a minute. Spider-Versity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's Wonder Man. So now Wonder Man has got a resurgence because remember, Wonder Man comics they came and they went. Nobody noticed.
Right.
But yeah, so this is like an example of the MCU dictating or creating comics.
He was a favorite back in the days. From a lot of Avengers fans. Wonder Man.
Who was a fan of Wonder Man back in the day? I didn't know.
No, there was. I know a few people who thought that who said that he was their favorite.
Oh, really?
Older cat, yeah, older than me. Cat's older than me though. Like,
oh wow,
yeah.
And he only had a couple of comics. Like he didn't have a long run or anything.
But he was an Avenger. So back in the days in the Avengers, when people picked their favorites, they would pick Wonder Man a lot for, I guess, because he was fly. I don't know. He was a movie star. I don't know. His powers were ill because he's like a beam of energy or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about him, but I know that he basically failed because people kept, not like maybe consciously, but because people basically maybe subconsciously kind of connected him to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That's why. That's basically why they say why he failed. But
Mhm.
the whole Hollywood thing and the whole race swapping gag that they're playing on is why they've sort of resurrected the character, you know, as as basically like a way to make something that's not really about superheroes and something that they could just kind of play with and have fun and
Right.
make fun of themselves, kind of like they did with She-Hulk.
I ain't gonna lie, She-Hulk was kind of funny.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad
But,
to me.
yeah, it was. I enjoyed. That's kind of how they did the character anyway.
But I think the chick from Orphan Black is fine, so that's why I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
I think she's cute. I mean, she's not conventionally gorgeous or anything, but that's what I like. I like chicks that aren't like, I don't like bitches that are too, I don't know why I just said bitches. I don't like women who are too like perfectly beautiful. Like
yes, you're safe, man. It's your show, man.
Yeah, but hey,
this is man space, man. You can
like I like women that has a bit of character in their look. You know what I mean? Like they can't just be too perfect. They gotta have some character to their look. I don't want them to be just.
That's hip hop. You ain't got to explain shit. I'm bagging those type of chicks at the slave ship.
Same clips, the same 4-5. So the Century comic is coming out. Century 204. It's a little mini series.
Oh, they got a Century comic. Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, Eternals.
Well, yeah, he's in the MCU now. So anything in the MCU, like this is another character that like wasn't doing anything, and then like the MCU have sort of revived them. The Eternals is definitely an example of that. What I really like about these covers is that Kirby style.
Yeah, I know I'm noticing. That's that old school nostalgic style.
Yeah, that is cool. That is really cool. Those two covers are cool. Then they got this one, more modern. Oh, then we go to Web of Venom. We could just do that. Yeah, Web of Venom.
Yo, why does it look so diesel, man?
I guess the symbiote.
Never made him that diesel before. That must be a different kind of Venom.
Well, Venom's always diesel. What do you mean?
But as Spider-Man, like we usually, from what I remember, when he ever got with Spider-Man, he never really got bigger. It was always he just either turned black or he was the same size.
When it was on Spider-Man, it was just the black suit. It wasn't Venom. You know, like Venom wasn't really being Venom. He was just being. That's why, like he was so symbiotic with Peter. And that's why he has the spider logo. Even when he goes to Eddie Brock and he's Venom, he still has the spider logo because he still like longs to be with Peter. He wants.
He's connected with. Okay, so this is Venom in a Spider-Man suit.
This is Peter Parker as Venom.
The one we're looking at right now, really.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting take. So, let me see what they say. There's an even newer symbiote wearing hero on the scene, sporting the red and blue Spidey inspired look on the streets in Earth 616. But it's not Mary Jane Watson and it's not Eddie Parker, but it is someone who Peter knows well. Oh, this isn't when Peter is Venom. Okay. Someone both he and Spider-Man have many encounters with, someone looking to use this new web-slinging identity to make their much-deserved comeback. The saga of the new fan favorite red and blue alien costume takes a whole new turn, kicking classic Spider character. So they don't say who it is. Now hold on, because there is a Peter Parker as Venom comic. Yeah, right there.
Okay, there we go.
I even got the figure the other day.
Dope.
Yeah, that's when Peter Parker's Venom. See, and then this is the new era with Spider Venom's debut in Venom number 252. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I guess it has nothing to do with Spider Venom. This is Spider Venom. Bro, why is it just an image? Why? I don't want to see an image. What the fuck?
That's dope. You can keep up with this stuff. I can't. I can't keep up anymore. I just kind of, I just go crazy digging and that's it.
Huh.
What I see, oh, that's dope. I just pick it up.
Yeah.
Y'all are ill. Y'all are ill with this stuff, man. That's why I like watching your show.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I try to, stay up to date with the latest shit that's going on.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, okay. Spider-Man reunites with the Venom symbiote in Venom War, donning a black suit with chains for the symbiote supremacy battle. Peter Parker bonds with Venom again in a new black suit with Spawn-inspired chains, and he's chosen as a host by the symbiote for his purity of heart in the upcoming Venom War. Spider-Man, Spawn, and symbiote history are closely intertwined, with Todd McFarlane's iconic designs in the 90s comics having a lasting impact on Spidey. Yeah, okay. So that was there it is right there. Yeah. Venom War, Spider-Man with the chains. He looks all zesty right there, but it's actually
that's what I was about to say. Why he look very peaceful.
But there he is, more with his mask on and shit. That's how he looked. Swinging with the chains and shit.
There's a classic story. I think I have that. I found that comic book in my stash from back in the day. I pulled out all my old stuff. I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. I have to read that joint again. Who's the dude with the beard? I thought that was Odin for a second.
Where?
You just show someone, the old man with a beard.
Oh,
there we
go.
Yeah.
You sure about the chains? I don't know. I thought maybe the webs were played out. Plus, all the comics I read growing up had chains.
Chains are dope.
That's what
the chain
said.
remains. Naughty by nature. Chain remains.
Chain remains. There's the homage. Spawn homage. I remember that. I used to have both of those. I don't know. I have none of that shit no more. Sold all.
Oh man, what happened to it, man? I hate tragic comic book.
Sold all my whole collection.
Yeah,
sold pretty much my whole collection.
Oh, you sold it. Oh, okay. So that's a victory.
No, it wasn't a victory. It fucking sucked.
Oh, okay. One of them situations.
Yeah. COVID destroyed my company, my business, completely destroyed the industry basically that I was in, and so I had to sell my comics while I was companyless and jobless to pay bills. Basically, first I started selling comics, buying and selling and flipping, but it just wasn't sustainable the way I had started and shit. So eventually, just ended up having to sell all the best shit. And, basically right as about when I sold out is when I got a job and built my little stuff back up. But that's kind of when I got into the figures, because I was like, I'm not doing that again, bro. The shit I had, bro, the books I had, like the thought of having to go and buy those again, I can't bring myself to do it because I got deals on shit. I'm not gonna go out and pay all these today prices on books that I had from back in the day and shit. And they're you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these books are in the hundreds and thousands of dollars now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. So fuck it. Fuck it. I'll buy action figures. And that's
Hell,
what I've been.
can't go wrong with action figures, man.
Yeah.
You can relive it, make your own scene. That's why I got it back into it. Thanks to y'all. Y'all helped me because I gave up after when they took the plastic off. Then I said, wait a minute.
Mm.
I'm gonna get back into this.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. You know, but
yeah, it's like, it's like a 3-dimensional comic.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Right.
Comic character you can hold in your hand.
The graphic novel.
Yeah, right. Pose it.
Yeah, man. So I just it's dope, man. But
well, yeah, man. So we like for if you're new for the channel, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up. But we do this every Wednesday and every Saturday night at 7 p.m. So make sure you lock in. Like, subscribe, tap in, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. So have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe if you're in this snowstorm. And yo, bro, thanks for coming on and chopping up with me, EGC. Shout out to the chat, everybody that came through. Daredevil, Raw Talk, Slade Wilson, Casual Toy Collector, everybody in the chat. Mr. Alkabulin. Mr. Alkabulin, welcome to the show.
welcome.
Meet you, sir. Yes, sir. I think that's everybody. Paul Morales. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys. Wednesday. EGC, salute. Raw Talk.
Peace.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night, Raw Talk.
Word. And don't forget what we always tell you.
Be water, my friend.